Hello everyone, welcome. This is Healing Potions Not Included, a D&D stream here on... Ooh, beeping. A D&D stream here on Twitch. Just a couple of warnings before we start. We are an adult show, so if that is something... Just a couple of warnings before we start.
Whoa! Good lord!
A couple of tech issues here.
Oh, for sure.
That was me. I'm connected to the Bluetooth now. There we go.
Are we good?
It defaulted to my computer for some reason.
Oh, all right. Jeez. Couple of mistakes there. It's all right. Anyways, we are an adult show, just so viewer discretion is advised. If you are interested more in what that's exactly about, you can go ahead and check out our first episode on YouTube. In the first about half hour of that, we discuss a little more about the stream. And the second warning is that we are a horror game. So some of the themes in this are going to be triggering for some people, maybe not acceptable to those who are not really interested in horror. So if that is something that bothers you, unfortunately, you're just going to have to miss out on our first campaign. But I hope that we can get you back for the second one, because I don't know if we're going to be running horror again, but I'm sure we'd like to mix it up. There are links in our description. They should be in our bio. If they're not there, we will make sure to have them up, because I didn't see them in the last episode when I was looking. So something we'll take care of after stream for sure. But the links lead to pages that have helped us out, people who are mini creators that make just kind of awesome creations. Some of them have Kickstarter campaigns up and going. We've got some of the music artists that we chose on there. Just a big list of stuff. So go ahead, feel free to check it out. And
I know for sure it's in our description on Twitch.
Okay, well,
100%.
I didn't see it when I was looking through the last episode stuff, but it's something we can take care of later. It's not really a big important thing.
It's there right now. I'll say that.
Okay, maybe it's on the live. We'll figure it out. Anyways, yeah, things like the kind of terrain we use, all that stuff. Good stuff. But with that all being said, I think if everybody's ready, we can just go ahead and start.
I think so.
Yep. You good? Good?
Yeah.
Good? All right. So, last we left off, the three of you made your way to the city of Rotrodania. Along the road, you had a few run-ins with some choice things. In particular, the Bagman, an urban legend turned reality for some of you, and have possession of a monstrous bag of holding. Seemingly odd in its designs, not typical to your normal bag, that had a magical clasp appear once you pushed the Bagman back inside of the bag. Seemed to have had teeth for a moment, but then clasped itself shut, and you've held it shut ever since.
Tied that thing shut.
Yeah. Some pretty amazing things happened with Singard, and the ability to rise up once again with some lucky rolls and some miscommunication, but we got that taken care of now. So, still an awesome moment. With that happening, though, you guys, on high alert, made your way to Rotrodania, where you met with the woman known as Moira Blackwood, a seemingly high-value socialite in the area, kind of like a well-known but not necessarily why kind of figure in the upper circles of the government / empire of...
Like a mysterious duchess.
Yeah, exactly. She is the lord of the estate. And in talking with Moira, you found a few things out about the world, like the old war with Haloran. Some of the things leading up to why there's conflicts and some of the dangerous groups that are in the area, hearing about some of them. And it's where we found out that the reason that Torvar went north up to Saturi, and...
Kinda. The conversation was still a little vague.
it was still a little vague. We were trying to wrap it up last episode. But kind of found out some of the reasons that you had to go up there and prove that you were worth having a connection with. And upon learning that Moira was willing to help, as long as you paid in kind and she was to deem when you were ready, she would help you gain the power that you would require to eventually go and get your sister, should that be in the future.
Provided she also finds her.
True. She did also mention that she has a good idea of where she is and has to look into it, and there will be a business-like exchange during the time that you are helping her. The other two of you were along for the ride for the most part, told or had your own reasons for going along with Torvar to this point. Torvar making the final deal with Moira and having your hand pricked, a little bit of blood being drawn weirdly. And
That was
being
like a
told,
scratch.
yeah, well, some blood was drawn
Yeah.
somehow. And she just said she likes some insurance.
Clearly a magical deal of some sort.
Possibly. We'll find out.
We're good with those.
But
Well, yeah.
We're good
Our history with those is always fantastic.
It's always good.
upon reaching the manor, the three of you did level up. We had rolled HP, a little off screen, working on maybe getting some integration with maybe D&D Beyond or something here coming in the next couple of sessions. We don't know. It's a slow grind. But coming up to your new levels and picking out your new spells and your subclasses and whatnot, I also said that you would have about a week of downtime while Moira was helping Torvar. So, let us start off then with Corbin. Corbin.
Yep.
During your downtime, you are allowed to stay in the estate. You are also allowed to peruse her library, as long as you're not like interrupting some of the guests, if she has guests over, that kind of thing.
Does she frequently have guests over?
Good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. You don't know. You
the
only
time
just
we're
met her. We will go over that. You were basically just warned ahead of time that if she has guests, you need to make yourself scarce because some of those things are high profile and she can't have randos walking around her house.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll just engorge myself in the library.
All right.
Looking for anything in particular?
Wherever fate takes me. Probably aisle 7.
All right. You find reading in the library about random stuff, probably picking out more fairy tales or urban legends or things that might be a little more in detail, I guess. I don't know. It's not really specific. Got anything in particular you would like to read about?
Just study of magic in general.
Study of magic?
In general, yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of like overview of-
How different practitioners maybe practice magic.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could definitely read some of that. And she would have some of the literature on that, especially around the coming of age stuff in Dragnia, where they go and they learn their professions and participate in their mandatory military time. I think you also said you wanted to maybe go hunting a few times.
Well, if I'm inside.
I mean, you are allowed to leave. You are welcome to come and go. That's what I meant by you can stay in the manor.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Sorry about that.
Right into the mic.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
smack.
Jesus.
Sorry,
I'm so
anyone
sorry.
listening with headphones.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Come on, man. Just catch it.
Just get
Uh,
good. No.
Yeah, occasionally I'll just kind of, just to keep my senses honed and just kind of
Alright.
observe the surrounding,
Um,
kind
If
of learn
you-
more about the area around us.
if you did want an area to practice, she does have a fencing area actually inside and a couple of like training dummies to work on.
Where's there wild animals?
Not in her house, no.
Yeah.
I mean, she does say that there is a section of forest, well, like sort of forest nearby if you ask
Oh,
her.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
in her house? I was like, what?
No. It's like nearby. It's outside of Richard.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a little
yeah.
ways past the river, but
Oh.
she says it's like a day travel out, and you could find a thicket that might have some wildlife if you're interested in doing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And-
towards the end. Yeah, I will be coming back on the last day.
Okay.
Oh, you're just going for several days?
Yeah.
How many days?
Probably like 3.
All right.
It's a week, right? We have
Yeah, it's
7
about
days.
a week of downtime. So if you want to craft
yeah.
anything, do anything
So
like
the
that,
first 4 days, I would just research all I can, and then
go off and
go out and test it out and come
Okay.
back. Yeah.
And when I say she to all of you, when I say she's there, the only person that she is like regularly interacting with is probably going to be Torvar, because she's going to be closely working with Torvar. So if the two of you ask things, it's probably going to be indirectly told to you by her butlers or her servants or her maids, things like that.
Does she have a lot of people on staff?
She actually has surprisingly few from what you've been told of Drognian military.
Okay.
And they're uncannily always there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not within, like, sight distance, but if you call for one, they will be there within a minute. They're quick. They're good at what they do.
Cool.
And oftentimes it actually is the butler.
Does she have electricity in her house?
She has not quite. We're not quite to the electricity era. They are
Okay.
gas lamps still, but
Does
she
she have
does
gas
have
lamps?
gas. Yeah,
Does she have like you have to individually light each, or does it have like a switch?
it's got the little like you turn the knob and it puts
Yeah.
more gas in kind of
Okay,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So and to that, the lamps in the city are actually gas lamps. They're large gas lamps that are run underground and on like only major roadways, but just to give a little more idea of the town that you guys are in. And I can actually say town instead of village. But through most of the time that you guys are here, it is raining or cloudy quite heavily. So, and any given day, you could be downpoured walking outside. But Corvin, one of the things that does happen while you are out in the forest practicing is you get this comfy feeling kind of around your shoulders, and you hear Rampage's voice.
Ooh.
You hear it kind of like you're in the middle of practicing or warming up or trying to, perform some of the various things you were reading about in Moira's library, and you hear the voice kind of come over. Things are a little more dangerous than I was assuming. I didn't expect you to be getting into this many fights.
Well, it was quite a surprise. I didn't really fight very much, but yeah, people who are good at it.
Well,
At least I think so. We're still alive.
I'm gonna be trying to send a few more tricks your way. I've made a couple of deals with some friends. So, hopefully, fairly soon, you'll be able to do a couple of more tricks. You'll have to explore them, of course, but just so you know.
And then I'll take out my book of fairy tales. I'm sure there's like stories of people casting like all kinds of magic and stuff like that.
Different kinds of
I'm gonna go through them and see if I can just kind of inspire myself from them.
All right.
Not
As
actually
you're reading through,
I'm not a bard.
Taking a level in bard.
No.
as you're reading through, you do notice that some of the pictures become like a little more lively than they were before, almost a little more in color. And you could tell that's probably Rampage having some influence and trying to help you along a little. But yeah, you continue practicing your magic and go through your training there. Is there anything else you would like to accomplish on your week?
It's only a week. I think I'll just, in that little forest, just kind of figure out all the things I can do now.
All right.
Yeah.
If that's all, we'll say you come back. Do you want to make a check to see if you get any wildlife or anything like that, or?
Can I sell it for gold?
I mean, you could sell
silvers?
hide for some.
Sure,
money
I'd do
if
that.
You want.
I'd do that. 100%.
All right. You spend we'll say
Gotta
a day
make a
hunting.
living, man.
We'll say you spend at least a day hunting. So yeah, go ahead, make a roll for it.
Alright. What kind of roll?
Survival check.
Alright.
Or, well, too late.
15.
15. With 15, I'd say yeah, it's easy enough to find some game. It's actually becoming a little easier as you're getting better with your tricks and traps.
Cool. I'll attempt to sell them in the town.
Okay. Easy enough. I mean, it is a larger town, so there's plenty of people and places looking for some kind of hide or meat. If you're planning on keeping some of it, we'll say you can get 3 to 4 rations out of the deer. It's a kind of a heftier deer.
If we're living in freaking mansion house over there. I'm not wasting time making food.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. To that point, the meals are quite good.
Oh.
Yeah. They are a higher class than you have ever had.
Is there like a specific type of cuisine that we're eating, or is
There is some like caviar, which is a weird thing for all three of you. I mean, it's not a very common dish, even especially in the border towns, and it's kind of harder to get around here because there's not that many like ponds and lakes and swamps and stuff to find the stuff that would make caviar. You find some. There's also some. What is it? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Stuffed pheasant. Which is something you would have like pheasant meat, but not like stuffed pheasant, where it's like a bird inside of a bird kind of thing.
Oh, like a turducken.
Yeah, kind of. not like a full turducken, but
Yeah.
like a couple of different kinds of fish, which you two would be totally familiar with, given where you guys are from. Not so much on like you're used to some fish, not necessarily like some of the
Yeah.
fish that they're having.
Yeah,
they're
for
like
sure.
bigger. They get. Shipments regularly in, and you will find this out during your stay there, that they do have wagons that move through to move supplies, and as they do, of course, there's trade. And there's also people from Abulandir here in Rotrodania as well.
Okay.
And Abulandir being the country that's mostly like badlands and sand and dunes and stuff like that, where they bring in some more luxury goods.
Such
So, dinosaur hide. So they do have dinosaur hide armor, but it's incredibly scarce and it's super expensive.
Okay.
Well outside of your guys' price range, unfortunately, for now. They have these like this almost gossamer type material that they bring in,
Okay.
as well as recently some harder chitin like plating that they're using in lieu of metals.
Cool.
They also bring, dried meats from far away.
Is there frequent travelers from?
In Rotrodania, yes. It's
Okay.
kind of a popular... So just because I still haven't gotten the map out to anybody, I know I promised that, but I've had a bit of a busy week. Rotrodania and the capital are both the places where those traders would go, mostly.
Okay.
Rotrodania being more of like the central... That splits out to all of the areas of...
Remind me, what's the
Dragnia.
population here?
Between 20 and 30,000 people. It's a bigger...
That's pretty
think-
big for the
Yeah.
time.
Did I say 15,000 last time? I can't remember.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a full-size town. They have like all kinds of trading and stuff. So
Nice.
many craftspeople running the city.
And just as a refresher, can I get like a brief description of the city?
They have a lot more like mortared stone houses.
Right. Okay.
With much better shingling.
Okay.
And there is a wall around the outside of the city
Is
as
it
well.
on average like single-story homes, or is it?
There's a lot more two-story than single-story,
Okay.
but there's single-story out towards the most outer edges because those are the newest buildings in a lot of cases, other than the stuff that got like torn down and then made into like the Blackwood estate.
Right.
Most of them on the outer edges of the city are definitely poorer, unfortunately, and are smaller.
Okay.
So
So I'm guessing like closer to the river that it gets.
no, actually, the river runs almost dead through the middle of the town.
Okay.
Well, no, not dead through. Rotrodania is in a river split. So one of the rivers goes outside of it, and one of the rivers comes through it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah. Where were we before all that? Moving on to Singard.
Does Corvin do anything with the other characters at all? Or
I think we had to roll gold. I think that's
interact
what it
with
was.
Moira or anything?
I mean,
They're weak.
unless you guys are coming in the library looking for me, I'm just gonna chill.
Well, I mean, and if anybody wants to have a conversation, Torvar will be found later in the week, just not for the first 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
so,
no.
and Singard,
I'm
I'm
just
sure, will
gone
also
for
be
2
around.
days.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gone for 3.
If
No,
you
it's
want
already up to you
continue
guys.
with any.
I
Well, do you have anything you want to talk about? As in, you would approach another character for?
No, I think right now he just has so much information around himself that he's just gonna engorge himself.
Okay.
Because he knows you guys are gonna be around, so he can just ask you questions later if he needs to. But
Fair enough. Fair enough.
into our mind, man, he's really ignoring me.
Just left me. No.
Where that little bastard go?
If you're good, then Corbin, I'm going to move on to Singard.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Singard.
Mm-hmm.
So, you ready?
Yes.
You told me some of the things that you'd like to accomplish. Which of the few would you like to do first?
Actually, probably read up on Selfit a bit.
All right.
And during also that time, making a few things. So just on some parchment, writing out some holy words. And
Kind of practicing some of the scriptures.
well, no, actually, I'm tearing them up and saving them for later. And
Oh, okay. Okay.
so,
Fair enough.
filling up the water skin and other things like that.
Yeah. So you also maintain your weapons quite well. Do you go for walks around the town or anything like that?
Yeah. I would.
Okay. Probably walk around. During one of the days in which you're reading up on Selfit, Moira is in the library. We'll say probably in the middle of the week. And she'll approach you. Interested in gods.
Just this one in particular.
You know, instead of my library, you may find more at the temple in town.
And which direction would I find that?
She kind of like beckons you to follow, and she moves over to one of the windowed sides of the library, which you can see out of. They're not shaded on this side, which is kind of weird. But she points out onto the town, and you can see there's this building that's just a little bit taller than some of the two-story buildings in town. And instead of coming up to like a nice roof, a peaked roof, it's kind of got this like almost squared off, rounded top. And there's a box at the top in which you can see like this weirdly shaped anvil with a hammer on the top. And she, as she's pointing to it, she says, "A bit of a unique design, but when you hear the hammer hit the anvil, they are calling their patrons to come and learn. Sometimes it's a funeral service, sometimes it's other things."
Thank you, Lady Blackwood. And I will make my way out.
On your way out the door, you hear this.
Oil that door.
And as you're looking around trying to, because previously you hadn't really heard the noise too much, but it's been getting more prominent lately. You're kind of like looking around and you notice atop the building where Selfit's hammer currently sits. Ping! It hits. And then as you're looking, coiling up around it is the Remores. And it's just kind of like cricks its head all the way back and fans out a little.
How actually big is this thing?
It's
That is
full-sized.
sitting?
It's I want to say, if you were to guess how long it is, probably like 30 feet long. Yeah.
Jeez.
Spooky. That's a big boy.
Oh yeah. It's massive.
Lots of legs.
Its head easily over encompasses the top of that building.
Seeing this, I will go towards the building at a quickened pace.
Okay. It is still about a 5-minute walk to get there, so even at a quickened pace. But you eventually find your way to the Temple of Selfit. On the outside of the building, you can see there's this flatter wall where they have had somebody come in and actually like paint by hand this mural of a fully battle-garbed woman with like full plate mail and everything, wielding a massive warhammer and running into like a battle with some other people on the other side. It doesn't look like it's any particular battle to your knowledge, but it is very, very much a depiction of the war god style that she has found in some of the literature that you've been reading and some of the things you know about her. But on the front side of it, there's also there's this kind of a stained glass window where there's currently a woman hammering at a forge in an apron, and regular blacksmith's garbs, and then on the other side, there is one that's just kind of sitting there on a seat made of iron, with the warhammer face down and sitting there kind of like a position of power.
A person or a statue?
It's a person. They're the stained glass window, sorry, on either side of them.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought these were actual people.
No. But as you approach, you see this on the outside that you're coming on, and you see the little pathway up onto this. It's kind of got a little fence around the outside, and you do see there are a couple of tombstone sticking up in the grounds on the right side of it as well, where the depiction of the battle is. Well, to your right, I should say.
That you said the tombstones are on stained glass?
No. The tombstones are actually in a fenced-in area.
Okay.
So there's actual graves in that area.
I suppose I'll look around the area before going up to the temple.
You look around a little bit. You see the other side of the building has another depiction of what looks to be almost like an accord between a couple of different gods that are in depiction. One of them being I think Treya.
And refresh my memory, Treya is the god of...
I have to double check it. Give me 1 second.
God of forgetfulness.
Yeah,
God of goldfish memory.
yes, it is in accord with Treya. Treya being the...
An accord or just a meeting?
It looks like kind of a meeting, kind of like a...
Looks sort of like an agreement.
Almost like you imagine the Knights of the Round Table kind of meeting. Similar.
Okay.
But it's between different depictions of gods. And you see Treya there, you see Prolippus, you see Onarch.
I do have a quick question about gods in this sort of setting.
Yep.
Are they all sort of assumed to be, these are real beings?
Yes.
Or is it we worship them in the sense that
The gods are real entities that have done
Manifest.
things and manifest themselves to people and made things happen in the world.
Okay.
That's why Halora is so huge in this continent, because the myth goes that she went on a journey into the dark of night with a companion, and came back with the light lantern that she now uses to light the day, essentially, because she is the god of light and I think fair competition, but it's depicted. That's how they kind of explain why there's 6 months almost exactly of darkness and 6 months of daytime. They say she leaves to go relight the lantern and then leaves you to kind of have your own strength for a while and make your own way, and then she comes back with the lantern whenever she can, bringing the light back. And because, just to fill the audience in Dragnia there are 6 months of darkness and 6 nights of light. So, where essentially the sun almost never comes up during the night months. It's very few hours a day, if at all.
Is that most of Dragnia, or
That's
just
almost all of Dragnia experiences that. That's why the snow gets really heavy in the wintertime. Treya is also known as the Trusted Soldier. She is all about... Oh, excuse me. Throat's a little dry. Honor and loyalty. Prolippus is the god of arts and revels. And Onarch is the god of land and forests.
And these are the ones in the picture?
These are the ones that are on the table, yeah. You also see these kind of weird elemental type things. There's kind of this, I almost want to say, creatures made of like wind and rock and then fire and water, which you're guessing is the depiction of Ilka and Nagos, the elemental twins. One of them being a flaming cat that kind of like sits above the stone carved cat, which is Nagos. But they're all kind of like at this accord, and then there's this weird, very rounded head that looks like it's got 4 eyes and 4 spikes coming out of the back. So it kind of looks like this U-like shape, and then the other spikes kind of come up like that, and then it's got 4 eyes, and it's just like faint white and ghostly, and it's not something you're super familiar with. That would be something you'd have to probably look into a little more.
Okay. Taking note of that for later, I will enter the temple.
All right.
With my hood.
As you enter the temple with your hood up,
You burst into flame.
yeah, no. you go in the inside, and there's a lot of these. Most of the furniture is more like ironworks, and there's like this red paint and these red drapes and these red like banners with different like symbols drawn, like very similar symbols, almost kind of like individual symbols of Selphette throughout the years kind of thing, or like different ways they were depicted or simplified or changed to better represent the god. Mm-hmm. Different works of craft are actually like hung upon the wall higher than most people would be able to reach. You would be able to because you're taller than most people, but they're hung up for people to see and displayed all around the walls. And you do see there are a couple of windows, but you could see there's like this definite gap between windows on the right and left side where you're guessing that's about where the mural is on the outsides. But yeah. You go in, and upon the center, there's currently an old gentleman talking about to a couple of people who have sat in the first like couple of rows of seating about the teachings of Selphette.
Okay. Looking around on the inside, is there anything like an altarpiece?
That's where the guy is sitting is like the center. You know, imagine kind of like a modern day church.
Mm-hmm.
How there's like pews on either side.
Yeah.
They're not so much pews as they are like metal chunks that are like people can sit at them, kind of like benches. Mm-hmm. And then there's a couple of rows where they're segmented 2 at a time next to each other, so it's like chair.
But there's nothing to
chair.
Pray at, like a symbol on like on the wall, or
there's a couple of different places where there are symbols at the wall where you do see that there are people currently kneeling and doing stuff, and there's definitely a space open for that if that's what you're looking for. That you don't hear those people praying though. They just kind of look like they're clasped and like head down and maybe silent praying or something.
Is there anyone who looks like they're the authority of this place, such as like a high priest?
Probably the guy reading at the altar right now, who's busy, kind of giving out like a sermon right now. So,
for the time being, I will, I guess, take a silent prayer position to Selphette and wait for him to conclude.
Anything in particular you're praying?
What the fuck? I guess something to the effect of, I have followed your will. I am here. I have followed your messenger. What now?
Okay. There doesn't seem to be an immediate response to your prayers. But eventually, as you're staying there, it takes like 15, 20 minutes. And then the people in the front begin like a collective chant-like prayer, kind of. It sounds like it's more of a practice thing for a regular church, where they praise the ability to craft and the strength to continue moving on in life, and the ability for those who are no longer currently with them to carry on that strength to those who are still. Something to that effect. Before they begin to get up and go their separate ways. You see there's like a couple people going up and talking to the head priest, and the head priest kind of gives each their individual time before looking about the room and nodding a little bit before looking like they're going to turn around and start walking away.
I will approach him when he's about finished.
Alright. Good. All right. It's about to walk out. Oh my, massive. Well,
Don't scream.
I don't believe I've seen you here before.
I am new to this town.
I am guessing that's a fairly accurate reading of the situations here. Can I help you with something, young man?
I have something of a problem.
Well,
Are you
I'm
well-versed
sure
in
I
the
can.
works of Selphit?
Of the what? Of
Works
yourself?
of Selphit.
I would. Kind of looks down at their outfit. I would gather as much upon looking at me. I can see why he would think that. Yes, I am.
Then I need to tell you a tale. So I will recount to him, I guess, quickly, not in every detail, but most of it, of basically awakening, seeing the creature, and following it here.
Kind of listens to your story, and at a certain point, like as you're finishing up, puts a hand kind of up, attempts the shoulder, but like kind of gets more of the bicep, and you hear definitely an interesting story. Not one I've heard before, but if you believe it is Selphit who's guiding you, who's moving you along this path, whatever they have planned for you, whatever she has in motion, maybe it's to give you a second chance. She has a task, and if you complete it, maybe then you'll get rewarded with a second chance. I don't know what happened to your first chance. Sounds like you may have been hit on the head a little hard. But if she's guiding you, it must be for a reason. Anytime you wish to come here and ask for guidance, I am definitely willing to help you, but when it comes to a god interfering with a person, that's a deeply personal connection usually. I can maybe help interpret some of it, but
I would appreciate that.
I'm
Such
here
as the creature.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a weird way of leading you around. Maybe it's a sign of a reminder.
Of what? I
Now
do not
you've-
remember this creature.
Never seen the creature. That's fair. Maybe it's taking a shape that's different in your mind and representing something else from your past. What do they call it? A symbol of kinds.
Then what do you suggest I do from here?
Well, I would follow it where it leads. Eventually, the path should open its way to you.
And how do I know that I've done what it led me here to do?
I'm sure that they would not mislead you for no reason, if indeed this is Selphit. I would be a little cautionary, as it is a seeming monster leading you around. But
Fair enough.
if indeed it is Selphit as you think, as I said, the will make itself known to you.
If it is not Selphit, why lead me here?
Maybe it has something to do with Selphit. Maybe it has a grudge. I do not know. Visions are often hard to interpret. Even those who receive them, who are powerful enough to do so, are led astray, and fate is not set in stone. A single choice taken a different path by garnering information from the future can lead to a whole nother set of circumstances.
Very well. Tell me, what does the mural depict on the outside of the temple?
Ah, which one?
The accord.
The Accord? Well, you're not quite familiar with the relationship between some of the gods, are you?
Not in particular, no.
Well, we don't depict all of the gods on there, but it is said that long ago, many of the good aligned gods came together and decided to protect everything from outside influences. Only some of the most ancient texts make reference to this, but together they stand strong and hold things together. It's a strange way of interpreting it, but decided that they would be our life in general, this continent that we call home, this planet, our safe place. They would be our shield.
And what is the creature depicted?
Ah, that we have only garnered as a reference to something somebody in Abulandir once found. One of their scholars deep in a ruin found a religious scripture to the one they call the dragon god, Bailoth, who plays the mediator role in the meeting. But as to what it actually is, we do not know for sure.
All right. Thank you for your time, priest.
Anytime. If you are truly a child of Selvet, then we will help you with whatever you need, if we can.
If I if I require help in the future, I will avail myself of it, and of you. Good day.
Okay.
I will walk out.
Go forth with strength.
And newfound confusion.
Answer one question, get 20 more.
As you're as you're leaving the temple, you hear this of lightning outside, or thunder, but there's this brief flash in your vision before it almost looks like there's this dark veil over everything, kind of like you're looking through really dark sunglasses.
Where'd the sun go?
You see people in the moving all of a sudden just come to a standstill for a moment.
Great, yeah, just stop time.
Oh, shit.
What fresh hell is this?
Solo combat. Solo combat.
Nothing's moving?
No.
Can I move?
A little bit. It almost feels like you're slowly moving, almost like you're moving through water. I see you've been asking the right questions. Seeking things out, following the guidance offered.
So aggressive, damn.
Guidance?
But know not still why I pulled you from that hell.
Can I answer?
You are able to talk. It's not like you're actually in water, and you still have some motion, but...
Reach up to the sorry about that, people. Just nudge the mic. Reach up to the holy symbol I carry. Selvet.
A name I might go by, though I do not wish to be addressed as such from you, dishonorable fellow. Do you remember the time you spent in the pits?
Do I?
The pits. The pits.
Talking about a 9-layered
Make a history check. Or
many
see if
pits
you
are
remember
there?
the remembrance check from your thing.
Should this be a knowledge check as well?
That's what it is. It's,
Oh, okay,
it's,
you want me to use
it's
one of
regarding
those?
that. Yeah, it's regarding your past thing.
How many of those do you get?
Subtle changes.
That is. Will you? I have to use this thing, otherwise it doesn't slide when I want it to. You said history?
Yep,
19.
a 19. For a moment, you kind of like take a second and you try to remember what they're talking about, and you get these flashes of a fiery hellscape and being dragged through it, being this jelly of an entity dredging your way up, fighting for any chance of not being the bottom of the ladder, having this horrible time, this torturous sensation writhing in the pits of hell itself. Before you kind of like come back to it, and it's a very visceral feeling, you like shaking a little bit. And then you kind of, in a little bit of a daze, recall even more about this. How you spent a really long time there. So much time that you couldn't keep track of it in that state. Before something dragged you out.
Do I recall what that was?
You don't recall what dragged you out. Unfortunately, you did not roll high enough for that.
Dickens.
Why did you rescue me?
Because I have tasks that need doing. And you needed a second chance. You floundered in your first life. You will show strength in this one.
Damn.
No choice.
Yeah, I don't think this is a request.
No, that's you will do this.
Yeah.
We messed up that past life.
I ripped you out of hell. I'll put you the fuck back.
Yeah, it does definitely not sound like it's some subtle thing. That is definitely a threat.
Then what is it you want of me?
In time, though your disrespect to the one who saved you is alarming. My tone with you is only because you showed weakness when you become able to show me strength once more. You will garner respect from me again. And maybe you'll have a chance at a better afterlife.
Singer just stands there, just clutching it, just white knuckled around.
Yeah, almost starting to like bleed a little from how tight you're grasping it.
On the I swear on this oath I will, and I will squeeze it as hard as I can to actually bleed on the symbol.
All right. As you do, there's this searing in the palm of your hand. Good. You would do well to remember it. For now, follow your companion. My plans for you will make themselves known as time passes. Keep him in check.
Which one?
Let not the monsters prey upon the innocent. Conquer the night. As the darkness begins to, and you come back to,
Looking around.
everybody's starting to move again. It's like it slowly starts getting a little faster back into normal time.
And just look back at the temple.
So you're awake now.
wow. And
They
then
read this read down Skyrim intro is way better.
just looking at it and then hurry along my way.
Yeah, make your way out of the temple very quickly. But with
Damn.
that,
That was awesome.
Ooh, that was intense.
anything else you would like to do with the rest of your downtime? As that probably happened in the middle of the week. I will say around day 5-ish.
I will be in the, I guess, not in the woods, but where I can practice combat's training skills. So movements.
She does have a fencing area, so you could definitely do it in the manor if you don't want to be seen out in public.
I would probably do that.
If I'm able to, I would love to join Singard.
Yeah. During that point in the week, I'm sure you
And
would be
I
able
do
to a
want
couple of
to
times.
check for one item.
Uh-huh.
Based on observing Torvar, I want to look for a possibility of maybe taking my sword
Excuse me.
and maybe silverizing it.
Who do you talk to about this? Are you just asking around? Or?
I would ask if I have the opportunity to ask Lady Blackwood that if she would know someone who could possibly silver plate the sword or
do the silvering to it.
yes.
That would require it to be used in that way. Asking around for Lady Blackwood, you don't see her for much of the second half of the week. She is noticeably absent. But her butler does respond saying you would have to find a blacksmith in town and pay a hefty sum for it. To his knowledge, it costs around 100 gold.
Do we each have our own room, or are we sharing a large
You each
room?
have your own room. And the thing about those rooms is there's like 10 of them down a hallway. This is not a small mansion. It's massive. This is like... I don't have a great reference to it, but if you think of like some of the castles in like England, shorter of course because it's not as many stories, but then like sideways and then laid out, like kind of like a palace almost. But
Built like a school.
it's massive. But
Anything else you got?
Anything else there?
from there, I guess if we're just gonna go look for the blacksmith.
All right. You find a blacksmith. There's several.
I guess the one I was being told, or if I could find the one has the, I guess, best workmanship.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be super hard to find an upscale blacksmith. If you're just inquiring about cost, it does cost 100 gold to silver your weapon.
Okay.
So if you have 100 gold, you can pay for that, and they will have it done.
I would like to sell my great axe.
Your great axe? Haha! I had it open this time. I was prepared. I knew somebody was going to be offing some equipment. They will buy it for 15 gold.
15.
Yep. Actually, given that your great axe is... No, they'll buy it for 20.
Because it's steel.
And it's made with debatably better craftsmen.
All right, and seeing as I only have 95 gold, 5
Just
short, I will.
At this point, Corvin's nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
You've just got Torvar.
Including your share of...
I'm sure one of the butlers.
Is that
we
including
got-
the share of the 100 gold for previously? That was told
Yeah,
out
I
to
don't
the
think
whole
you
party?
had 95
No, I just
in
sold
total.
that.
Yeah.
And got that. So.
Yeah.
Because I only have 50 right now.
Yeah. With that, I'll try and haggle. See if we can do it for 5 cheaper.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check. You don't have any disadvantages on that, do you?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. All right, total of a
12.
12. I'd love to give it to you for that much, but I can't.
Pull the dagger off my side.
That ain't gonna cover it, lad.
How much for it?
For that, I'd only give you a gold.
A gold. Put the dagger back on my hip.
It's a fine axe, but I can't give you any more. You're gonna have to find a way to get more. Go do a job or something. You're big.
Very well. So, I will be back.
All right.
Weirdest panhandler ever.
Well,
See you on the side of the road.
I got one arrow, one gold.
well, after the meeting, I figure best to focus on one weapon and just master that, rather than the multitudes of weapons I had on me.
I guess. Torvar has a shitload.
I just got
There's
more.
reasons for that, though. All right.
Um,
So you're making some stuff?
yeah, I was just gonna be making just like so like
Writing some.
yeah, I was writing out some holy words
Oh, okay.
and just keeping a piece of paper in tucked away.
Cool.
I've got little vials of water as well, and I'll be finding little stones that I can, just gathering them up as well.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But from then, I guess I'll find either one of these two or a job.
Well, Corvin is out shopping. Torvar, I think, probably in the later half of the week is maybe brewing or.
Doing something, but maybe we'll want to
Well, yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
I'll probably just wait for a job then. Or
Well, I mean-
whatever they're doing.
Okay. Let's move over to Torvar then for a bit, so
Yeah.
we'll come back to yours.
Probably a
'cause-
bit here.
Yeah. So, Torvar, deal made.
Yeah.
Well, with she will eventually, after letting you guys do whatever and you guys going off to your own room, begin to talk to you in private.
Okay.
So, I'm just going to warn you ahead of time, this is a little unorthodox.
How so?
Well, it's a bit of a serum. We've tried it on animals, and it seems to be going incredibly well. There's a very low rate of failure.
Anything like the mushrooms from Fjolvard?
Not unlike some of them, although it would not give you as great of a boon in that sense. There are some possible side effects, but nothing we won't be able to manage and help you with.
Such as...
Well, there was... I don't want to alarm you. I mean, honestly, you should just... The calmer you are, the more likely this is to work. So the more I tell you about this, the less calm you will be. And the
Did I agree to?
doctor can probably fill you in a little more. As to the more recent experiments,
Experiments?
well, you don't make a serum like this overnight. It takes a lot of funding and time.
And am I going to be another one of your experiments?
The doctor put it like this. We've tried it on so many animals, and it's so near perfect that the last test we need to do is on a human. Now, I can guarantee your safety throughout the whole process.
How?
How? She kind of does one of these motions, and you see this like sparky line kind of appear between her fingers, and then slowly begin to swirl into a magic circle. I am a practitioner of some arcane arts, and I have a few ways of making some guarantees. I don't think you wish to go into the particulars of the numerations of magic, but
It's not something I'm interested in. Fine.
it should be fine
When do we start?
tonight.
Very well.
I will bring you to the lab personally. Just leave everything and your shirt in your room. It tends to have a muscle building effect to it, from my understanding, that may rip your shirt. So just to not damage your clothing. Or you can keep it on and buy a new shirt, or I'll get you a new shirt. It's up to you.
Fine. Are we in my room or?
No, this is a conversation still happening in the parlor, like
Okay.
right after they leave.
Okay.
Or in the meeting area kind of parlor.
Where do I put my things?
If you ask for the butler, they will show you to a room where you can leave your things for the night. Probably be gone for about 2 days, so I would take care of anything just to make sure that you're fine afterwards. It shouldn't be like you can't do anything, but you will need to remain in the mansion for 2 days.
The more you speak, the less okay with this I am.
There's always a recovery period for an amount of explosive strength that we're talking about.
Very well. I will stand and look at the butler and say, good boy.
Certainly. They will take you off to a room where you can leave your things.
I will leave all of my stuff, save pants and boots, I guess.
All right.
I will take my keyring with me on my belt, though.
All right.
As I'm leaving the room, I will ask the butler which of the rooms is Corvin's.
Directly across the hall.
Alright, I will go over and knock.
This is on the day before I leave?
This is the
This is the
first
first
day.
day, right
The first
Oh, the
night.
first day?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not in there. I'm in the library.
Ding ding ding.
You will see a little folded up piece of paper that's like really kind of neat and it stands up by itself. And it basically just says, if you're looking for me, I'm in the library.
Alright. Senior guards, the big fella.
Down the hall from Corvin's.
I'll knock on Singard's door.
Yes.
May I come in?
Enter.
Open the door, and you see a shirtless Torvar, I guess. I guess you would take particular note of it. He does have a rather intricate shoulder tattoo, which is his
Tribe tattoo.
coming of age
Yeah.
tattoo, basically. His is it's like, it looks like a metal pauldron, but it has an emblem on it of a troll cross, which is, in real life, it's this symbol, but I think we're changing it a little bit. It's like a symbol to protect against explicitly trolls. It's like a Filvardian thing, which he would also have one on his keyring.
Too bad we don't have that for the internet.
Don't look at me.
I mean, that's a free symbol. Anybody can have that.
Yeah.
It's
No.
Norse.
Award for trolls.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
But that's
Stop
what it is.
looking at me.
And
I didn't look
then,
at you at all until you said so.
and then you do also see in much greater detail just a shitload of scars, basically everywhere.
What is it you need?
Evidently, I'm going to be gone for a few days. I don't know what she's going to be doing, but she said I'm not coming back for a bit, so I wanted to give you a heads up.
All right.
I don't completely trust her yet. I don't think you or Corvin should either. So keep your head on a swivel. And if anything happens, I'll take my keyring off and hand it off to Singard. Take this.
So
Just be
Clip
sure
it.
not to touch the one that burned you.
fair. By the way, and is this after or is this
This is
day?
first day.
First
First
night.
day.
Yeah, so this is way before that.
Mm. Be careful.
I'll try. See you in a few days.
If you survive.
Whatever it is she has planned.
Good luck.
Now we'll leave and... Oh. Tell Corvin he's not in his room. If you see him, let him know.
I think he's in the library.
I think so. I will close the door. Let's say, where to next? Moira there, or is just the butler?
This is the butler. The butler just points down the way you came into the stairs up towards the rooms up here.
I'll just start walking that way.
All right.
What's
start
the,
walking-
what's the decoration like in this?
There is a very fair amount of red and black.
Okay.
Like no fair amount. There's a lot
Okay.
of red and black.
Is there, like,
many of the
paintings? Is there-
depictions in all of the places in the tapestries and whatnot have to do with the Blackwood name and the tree and stuff like that. There are in a couple of the places as you're walking around like labeled portraits of people.
Okay.
There's like Morgan or not Morgan. Morgan's not the word I'm looking for. I don't know.
Morrigan?
No. I had a name for it. It's actually on...
Morpheus?
No. Merrick. That's what it was.
Merrick.
Merrick Blackwood, who is depicted as being a black-haired, kind of like balding in the top almost, even in the photo, with these like slightly pointed ears, and they're got that like dour expression where they're just like in the portrait, and they're wearing some nice like older fashioned clothes, so you can tell it was in the past. And then you see like another one who is so glad I have the notes out for this. Zanetta, Zaneta, or yeah, Eta. Blackwood, who actually is a full like auburn reddish haired woman. Neither one of these two people resemble Moira. Not at all. Not in their facial features, not in their hair colors. I mean, kind of hair color for the first one, but hair color not so much is a big thing. Not in their ear shape, not in their... They're just like
It's just enough for me
posture.
to notice
It's well over enough for you to notice. They're very distinctly different. Moira's she's got very like slim features. They have more like strong jawlines and like a little bit bigger noses and stuff like that, which leads you to believe she may not have always been a Blackwood kind of thing.
Okay.
Perhaps married in. Some of the tapestries you see are like battles that were fought in Thragnia's past, which you wouldn't know much about. There's like, the Battle of the Bend, or not actually, but
whatever,
things like that.
What's the inside of the house like architecturally? Is it all wood or is it like metal?
No, so
or
there's
tile
like
or...
leather. There's definitely a lot of wood in the outside outlining structures, but there's rooms where there's like actually leather against the wall that's
Okay.
kept up and like pleated's not the word I'm looking for. It's like there's a fold in the middle of the letter that comes to like a button in the middle, but the button's like a little gold capped flake in the wall. If you've ever been to some of those like really rich mansions that are like museums.
Yeah.
Imagine something a little more along those
Like
lines.
a,
You
like
see
a
like
headboard
the
almost, but
kind of, yeah.
along the wall.
exactly.
Okay.
And then there's like all this like crowning along the walls. It's got these like swirls, and they're incredibly handmade details that would be way more expensive than necessary for any kind of normal living. Excuse me.
As I'm walking, I will ask the butler.
Oh, the butler, as you're walking away, does not follow.
Oh, I
Not this
turn to
time.
ask the butler and realize he's gone. Oh shit.
You turn around and look down the hallway, butler's gone. Quiet as hell, gone.
This place gives me the creeps.
The willies.
All right. I guess I will go back down the stairs.
All right. As you come up over to the kind of like the outlook over the stairs, you do notice Moira currently sitting at the bottom, holding a book, just reading it, waiting, standing there.
Come up behind her.
Well,
Down the
she's
stairs.
facing the stairs,
Okay.
so
Come down the stairs.
ready for a new adventure.
I am.
She pulls from her side, you notice now too, she actually has like a bit of a, not a purse, more of like a satchel kind of thing. She pulls out this very kind of like ornate hair clasp and like holds her hair back and clasps it up in a ponytail and then like folds it up into a bun and then takes a nice like needle thing out and sticks it through.
Is this going to be a problem? Grover just points at his mess of hair.
It shouldn't be. This is more for me. I mean, I have to keep up my social appearance. I don't want to damage any of my hair.
Right.
She smiles ominously. No. It's a bit of a coy smile.
All right.
Shall we? And she begins to walk down one of the hallways along the back.
I'll keep step with her.
You get to where you think maybe the midpoint of the house is on the way to the... Because it is more of a square foundation overall. Maybe to the midpoint on the right side. Before she looks both directions, looks outside. Not enough rain. And then walks straight at the wall and goes right through it.
Huh. Interesting.
It's solid.
Alright, I don't like this joke.
She pops her head back out. It's a code. Say what I said. And she just fades back into the wall.
Not enough rain?
Goes right through.
Interesting. Oh, I see as I pass through.
On the inside of this, where you're expecting there to be like, you know, the whatever kind of insulating structure, wood and stuff like that in the middle, maybe some stones to keep hold. There's none of that, and it's cold, damp rock. Fairly solid rock, mind you. Not like stones that have been piled up and mortared. Like, no, solid carved-ass stone. Staircase downward.
Interesting.
Following?
As I'm following her, I will ask, so, how long have you been head of the Blackwood estate?
20 years now.
Interesting. I noticed some of the paintings in the hallway where the rooms are.
Ah, some of the ancestors of the Blackwood line.
Anyone else still around?
Well, not since my ex-husband died.
Apologies.
Oh, don't. He was an ass.
Congratulations, then.
An unexpected windfall, but
And has this tunnel into the earth always been here?
this is a more recent addition. My need for money came into play, and I needed a scientist who could help me make some things. So, in return for their services, they asked me to construct them a completely safe lab. And I thought, no what better way than directly under my estate.
Right. What exactly does this scientist do for you?
All
Aside
kinds
from
of
making
things.
this serum.
Well, currently they're working on making, we're calling it a soldier serum. It will make people stronger, a little bit faster, hopefully a little more impervious to blades and blunt objects for the war effort going on to the north, well, northeast.
Is that what you're giving me?
Yes. If it goes well, we'll be selling it in mass shortly to the military. And I will be making a lot of money. So this is 2 birds with 1 stone for me.
I guess.
Beats having to abduct someone. She smiles. Whether sarcastically or not.
I really should have read the fine print.
Oh, please. The fine print always tells you things you already knew were coming. They just confirm it.
How long is this staircase?
Oh, another minute or so.
That was just me asking.
Oh. It just goes down into darkness
Another
because you don't
minute
have.
or so.
Yeah. You just keep walking into the darkness. There's like no fires or anything. You do notice that there is something on Lady Blackwood that is giving off a faint bit of light, but it's not
Okay.
something that you can see from following her.
I will
Ah.
try to keep in step then, so I can
Alright.
see.
Yeah, I mean, it gives enough. It gives about 5 foot radius of light
Okay.
around her. So, but you can continue to follow down the stairs before she abruptly stops at a landing. Now, I must warn you, she is a bit she's weird. I know you're familiar with weird, but she's, I will say, refreshing.
All right.
Just, she may, how do I put this? I have yet to introduce her to people outside of myself, and there's a reason for it.
Very well. You saw the people I travel with?
They're tame in personality, comparatively.
Ah.
Actually, kind of lame in some of them. Not very conversationalist people. She maybe talks too much, and needs to learn to keep her mouth shut.
All right.
Also, if you don't say doctor in front of her name, she will get mad at you and make the process a little more painful. With that, she kind of like walks another 10 feet. Now, as you get to the bottom of the stairs, she walks to the right again,
As she's walking, more pain.
grabs the door and opens it, and you hear this, and then you hear this. Damn. And then, oh, Moira, glad to see you here. I've got plenty of things going on right now. I'm really hoping you brought me a subject. The serum is being a little more volatile than I originally expected after several days of sitting alone in the...
Aurora just turns around and starts walking across.
Yes, but you have fresh serum, I'm assuming. Well, yes. I did make some more, like you instructed, and it's exactly to the specifications of the next test that should bullet into full trials for selling. But I'll tell you, I'll show you. Just follow me. And then you see Moira, like her shoulders drop a little bit, and then she turns around to look. Are you actually walking?
Just slowly going up the stairs.
We have a deal. I don't want to have to enforce it. You did ask for this.
Fine.
You turn around and walk in, and there's like a bunch of cages where there's animals. Some of them do have grafted parts, I will say. Like they're two different animals put together, kind of like chimera-like creatures. Some of them are just dead. Some of them, you see this rat, but instead of it being like, a round little fat rat, its tail is like a quarter of an inch thick, all the way down to the end. Like it's a solid log of a tail that kind of like gets thicker as it comes to the body, and the body has like no roundness to it. It is fully musculature, like, and it's shaved. It's a naked rat, and it is just like super buff.
Jacked rat.
It's like, you ever seen those pictures of those like bulldogs that are up on their front legs and it's
Yeah.
just all muscle? Rat.
Oh boy.
And it sits there and it just on the cage bars, and you see it like unable to chew through.
It's a
because
P90X
steel.
rat.
Yeah. Jesus.
Point at her, look at Moira.
Early trials. As she like she'll like say it over her shoulder towards you.
This all hardly seems humane.
It's rats. Nobody likes rats.
And other things.
And this is why at the end.
I mean,
it
that was supposed to be a bat, and you see there's like a single bat wing out the back of another rat.
You're not going to turn me into a rat, are you?
No, rats are just easy to find and easy to breed.
Right.
If there was something more, and you hear this, and in one of the bigger cages a little further into the room. And as you are looking into the room, I should probably give you a better description of everything. That was just the cages on the left side that are immediately making noise and getting your attention. Further down, there are bigger cages for bigger animals. And then in the room in several locations, there's like these tables with a couple of these tubes kind of like coming up from different beakers. You see current like reds and greens kind of bubbling from one side, and then kind of like a silver in the middle, and it clears out to the last one.
She's gonna turn me into fucking Frankenstein.
Maybe.
No, Frankenstein's a monster.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster. Excuse me.
And then like on the right side, there's this, what we would know is more of like a Tesla type coil. With like that round ball at the top, but
Yep.
then immediately you see this like buildup, you would say, of like static electricity on the outside that then bursts outwards and hits a piece of metal on the ceiling. It's like a 15-foot tall structure that has like other bits of connectors
high
at the
is
top.
this
It's
room
about
in
a
general?
30-foot tall ceiling.
Okay.
And you see that along the roof there's these different like just like cords and chains kind of hanging around all over the place in like really weird ways. You also see that in several places along their wall there looks to be like clamps, clasps, things for holding animals in place, kind of like little stalls for what looks like could be like cows or horses or something.
Okay.
Um,
Sure, it smells wonderful down here.
yeah, it smells very fleshy and acrid. And by fleshy, I don't mean like rotten flesh, more like sweat.
Delicious.
So you definitely get that. I do have to acid bath the table before we get any further. I just want to make sure that there's no remnants because that could definitely influence some of the outcomes of the... Oh! I'm sorry. We haven't really met, have we? She kind of gives like a little bow, and you see, now you can actually see her as she comes around. She's this short, maybe 4 or 5, human female.
Okay.
I am Gabriella. Dr. Gabriella.
Torvar.
I don't give out my last name because I don't want it tied to my family registry. So, just Gabriella. Well, doctor. Make sure you say doctor. I did earn this.
Glance around.
Can hold her hand up to you.
Sure. Torvar.
Torvar.
We'll just stick with first names then.
I'm going to call you O1.
Please don't.
Well, I have to keep my
I
things
won't
numbered
call
or
you
I'll lose
doctor
track.
if you do.
Oh God.
You
I
brought
mean-
someone stubborn, didn't you? And Moira just
You're
steps back a little.
for this face.
Yeah! Oh, one!
Moira just kind of like steps back and shrugs. I brought someone like you asked.
Not even number 2 or 3.
She then begins to like walk over.
Just
All
number
right,
one.
Torvar. Let's see. She begins to like inspect your body very closely and uncomfortably. I mean, there are
Yeah.
doctors, so it's not unexpected from a doctor. But then she like reaches up and touches like cold ass hands, touches like a scar, and damaged. That's all right. This should be fine. This is a good specimen. I'm sorry, you're a good
Looked,
specimen.
Moira.
Moira, I told you she is a bit unruly.
Can
Now-
you just get this over with?
We can. Can you drink something for me first? It's to help calm you.
What is it?
It's just something I concocted.
Cocked it up?
Crap.
I don't want anything you cocked up.
I synthesized. There we go. That's a better word. I don't stutter on that one. It's something that I synthesized specifically for some of the animals because they don't like being stabbed. It does work on humans. It's been going fairly well.
Well, I don't like being stabbed either, so sure.
Right. She goes and she grabs a couple of like tubes that are in a rack, pulls one up, shakes it real quick, and you see it go from clear to pink. Shakes it again, and eventually it turns red. There we go. And brings it over to you. Just quick. I mean, I have some water in here too, if you wish. Can you take it?
Bottoms up.
Immediately as it hits your tongue, it's kind of like getting hit with Novocaine.
Oh, okay, cool.
and it just like starts to slowly soften as it goes down, and it's very fast, Novocaine. So you're just kind of like,
I can't.
don't worry, Torvar. It's perfectly safe. It's worked on every animal we've tried it so far, and on some humans. Now, Torvar, yes, please have a seat at the furthest table in just a moment. She goes over to a wall, and one of the things she sees, it's got like, it's this chain, and you see over the back table, there's this, looks kind of like a what would be a shower head, kind of like a drainage pipe that goes over it that's got a bunch of holes in it.
Okay.
Pulls the chain, and you see this, like, drips of acid just, and then it pulls off to the sides of the table, which you see has like a collection area around the outside of it that it then
Like a
pulls.
moat?
Kind of, yeah. it's like there's a table and then there's a moat.
Cool.
That then collects into a tube that's got a little bit of
Just don't
glass on
melt
it, and
me,
then
y'all.
just.
Good luck.
I mean, if it goes bad, yeah, she's just
You're
gonna
the
melt you off the table.
You're the one that stepped into the doctor's parlor.
Yeah, I guess.
And then it's at this point that the doctor kind of comes up. So go ahead and have a lay down there. It's safe now. It's been cleaned. There's nothing left over from the previous ones. Sometimes it induces vomiting. That's why you have to take that medicine.
Okay.
That vomit might... Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. And they just kind of sit and wait, and Moira kind of sits back and...
Take a step towards the table, eyeing the acid thing.
drip. It goes off. Lay down on the table.
I
Just
guess.
gonna wipe that nozzle real quick. Okay.
Moira kind of just sits kind of like more towards like your right side of the upper head. And you see on the back wall there are many shelves of like books that like are in a mess, and there's like a desk that's there along with a couple of tables filled with like vials of different things that look like they're labeled in order. A bunch of tiny racks of them. And they're on the other side of that because it goes, it's like 100-foot deep room. It's a pretty huge room. Think like a gymnasium room.
Uh-huh.
On the right side, there's like a ton of ingredients named, not with ingredient names, but with like numbers and letters.
Okay.
Obviously some kind of organization system. But you lay there. Moira kind of comes up to you, and as she's there, now, should any problems arise, who do you want your stuff to go to? As you hear this clink, and something is latched over one of your arms. And then a clink, and something's latched over your feet. Both of them. Like clink, clink. And then the little woman kind of comes up, Gabriella, and she goes, last one.
If I die, you find my sister and give it to her.
I suppose that's not necessarily part of the deal, but
It is
I
now.
will send help her way.
It is now. You guaranteed my safety.
That's fair. I will do what I can. No promises. Takes a step back. Gabriella. Right, last one. She like hops up on the table, grabs from one side, and you hear this like noise as she pulls a band across the table
Okay.
and then straps your stomach down.
How long have you been a doctor?
For the first moment, she's like totally quiet. What day is it? What year is it?
Said a year. So I'm not sure it is.
2 years.
Oh, gods. All right, get it over with.
All right, you ready? And you see her kind of like rummage around under the table for a little bit before. There's a syringe.
She's making omelets and you're the eggs.
Moira kind of steps back a little further. You see her kind of like backing away. As you're looking about, because you've still got pretty good neck
Yeah.
motion, you hear that noise again, and you look towards a cage, and there's this malformed puddle of pig
Oh, no.
that you just like, as you're like in awe about the room, you heard the noise, you look over, you didn't really see what it was, and then it didn't make any noise, and you hear this like deflated like whoopee cushion pig noise. So it's like, and Moira kind of like goes over to it and like pets it on its head.
All right then.
At this point, Gabriella comes back, and she's got this clear liquid in a vial. Again, flicks it a few times, sticks it into this what looks like a little like cream in a little tin kind of thing, like you would
Okay.
imagine, and then pulls some of the cream out with the syringe. Shakes it a little bit.
Cream.
The cream is like this like almost like animal fat waxy color.
Okay.
And then as she's sitting there, she shakes it a whole bunch. And then you see the color that the cream was kind of like permeates the rest of the liquid. And for a moment, you swear there's a skull that forms in the vial as it's swirling through. No, not really. But
Every last drop.
walks over to your arm, begins to like crank this device under the table, and you begin to just tilt upward.
Oh, great.
Clink, 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 clink. Little tall. Cricks it backwards. All right. Moira, if you want to come over and help me with the other side. Now, what were we going to do if they couldn't regain... Shh. You're only going to scare him more.
You thought
Before-
mine's bad.
Right. Should I just go just...
You just got yelled at by a god. I don't know.
and... All right.
Some
Moira,
random
you
chick's basement with
for-
a doctor.
You're trying to like look around behind you, and you can't see either one of them before Gabriella comes up on your side just by your hand.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to hurt a little bit. It's not an arm injection. And she reaches out towards your stomach and injects
How big is
whatever
this
this is.
needle?
It's not small.
Like,
Okay, so you see that this is a very bad measurement, but you see the thicker part of my pencil there?
uh-huh.
That big.
How?
How long?
It's maybe about that long.
Oh,
It goes in a ways,
Cool.
like near to the spine.
Yeah.
But yeah, she gets you like right in the small of the stomach and just and pushes in too. Like you flex against it, and
Uh-huh.
she's pretty strong for someone who's
She
pretty that small.
perforated you.
Yeah,
And any organs that
and then shoves downward into it,
It only kind of helps with being stabbed. Ow.
and then there's the numbness
Uh-huh.
starts kicking in all over your body, and you're like, ah, finally, that hurts way less. And there's like a little bit of calming, relaxing, and then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw,
Oh boy.
Oh,
and this is
Wisdom save.
I think it's a wisdom save. Let me double check.
You gonna die.
Are you looking at what we wrote for it, or?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking at a specific thing
Go
that I cannot
ahead.
tell you.
Like-
Go back to my forest.
Just don't come back.
Just never come back.
I mean, hey,
No,
if
it
you
is
don't
a
see
cr-
Torvar
it
for a
is-
few days. Just don't
It's a
come back.
charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw.
Yep.
That is much worse. 14.
All right. As you're beginning to have second thoughts and starting to freak out,
Too late now.
you begin to slowly calm down, and you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. This is actually probably going to go just fine. Before you hear, and you're not like freaking out horribly at this point because a certain thing has taken hold, but you hear this whispered, hushed tone. And then you hear Moira say, that's only going to keep him calm for so long.
Okay.
Before very viscerally and intensely you begin to spasm against all of the... Ooh, sorry for bumping the camera. Very viscerally and intensely spasm against the restraints that are on there. And you hear this of the restraint for a minute, bending metal.
Oh boy.
In a way that your body should not be able to tense that hard, and you feel your bones for a minute just crack under the pressure of your muscles. No pain right now.
Oh boy.
just hearing it though, and your brain is starting to like put together the pieces, and whatever was happening that was calming you is starting to lose effect, and you're starting to panic. And as you do, you're kind of like completely tensing. You feel your back rock back and your chest push out, and as it does, you feel this pop, and you feel your sternum crack. On top of that, you do that tense thing, and then you like will yourself to look down at your body, and you see this black veining pouring out across your body.
Oh boy.
Before you hear Moira go, I guess I have to intervene again. As your like vision is starting to cloud and go black, you see Moira kind of stand over you and just flick something that hits your mouth. You don't see what it is.
Okay.
You just feel something wet hit your mouth real quick before. And you watch as your skin just peels off, like flakes of it. Just completely. And you see the muscles underneath like turn super dark black and then start to shrivel.
Oh god, is this like everywhere?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
I mean, you can't see your legs, thankfully, because they're covered, but all of it just like flakes off, and then it regrows, and then it flakes off again. And you go through this cycle 2 or 3 times before you black out.
Oh god, do I end up feeling any of that or?
Towards the end,
Oh,
You lizard.
after the
Cool.
after the second cycle, is when you begin to start feeling everything again, because whatever was in your body wears off, and you'd have no idea how long this is going on for, but it is a constant pressure, and you watch as
how long does it feel like it takes?
it feels like an eternity.
Oh,
Because you're in the pain goes from like, oh, I felt that, to oh, that kind of hurt, to oh god, I can feel everything.
oh yeah, he's I'm sure screaming.
Yeah. During the night, you guys hear nothing.
So
I need you to make a death saving throw.
Oh, excuse me?
oh,
They killed your ass.
Death save?
Yes.
I guess I failed that saving throw, guys.
They killed your ass.
Well, hold on just a second. I cannot access that, by the way, right now.
Okay, I have it. I can. Here, I'll just.
I'm going to see if I can pull it up on my phone quick. Apologies, everyone at home.
I love
But yeah,
how went from
definitely need to roll a death saving
So
throw first.
it's been a while. We don't. I don't get any bonuses to it, right?
It's been a while.
I don't have it in my... Oh, it should be shared with me. Duh.
I do have my magic item though, which I still don't want to say what it is yet.
Is it in your background stuff?
No.
Where is it? Do you have the save that you're supposed to make there?
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. You need to make that save after we do the death saves.
Oh, cool. If I succeed my death saves, I guess.
Yep.
A question. I'm just gonna say it. It doesn't matter. I have the luck stone, and that says +1 to all saves.
Yeah.
Okay.
This counts.
Whoa, that sucks. That's a 4.
One failure.
Yay!
Roll another
Should I
one.
have to do all 3?
Yeah, do
Oh,
all three.
great. 12.
One success.
14.
2 successes.
9.
2
Oh,
failures.
I'm really cutting it close, aren't I, here?
In the last roll, you have advantage.
I have advantage?
Yes.
Cool. I'm not gonna roll it twice. I'm just gonna roll 2d20.
May the dice fall where they may.
Both 14s.
Mm.
So 15 total on the last one.
You do not die in the process.
Hey, holy shit.
Barely.
Now I need you to make that other save.
Okay.
Just tell me whether you succeed or fail.
Let me double check what it is.
I love how I went from
I'm pretty
my
sure it's
patron
10.
just shows up. He's like, "Hey, I got some new things for you. Hey, try it out." we're going to freaking Singard's, and his is like, "I hate you. You're pathetic. Get better."
She never said I hate you.
No, it is 13.
Sounded pretty despised.
And the dwarf over here is just, "Shoot me up,
I
Doc."
succeed by 1. I succeed by 1.
You come to consciousness on the table,
Okay.
very slowly with this ringing in your ears. It's like this, like you've been hit by a flashbang in a video game.
I just have tinnitus anyway, so I get it.
Everything in the room is a different color than you remember it. It's almost like it's clearer, easier to see. And upon the ringing slowing down, you can hear this like hushed tone over to the left by the desks that you remember were there, clearer than you were audibly able to hear even the whispers that were next to you. The smells in here, you get this more layered texture to the smells. There's this, you can smell the acridness of some of the acid. You can smell the difference, though, between the acid that the whole room smells like and the acid of the table you're on. You can smell that there's bits of dandruff drifting around, or what you assume is dandruff if it's not your flesh laying on the ground. You can smell the different animals, even. You can smell that there's rats. You can smell that there's a pig. You can definitely smell there's a cow and a horse down here, too, somewhere, that you did not see previously.
I smell the farm.
And you take like a deep breath and you let your senses kind of fill in, and you kind of open your mouth because it's a little parched, and you can taste some of those smells even. This lavender scent sort of just picks up briefly for a moment. And then you have this taste of like something flowery or rose-like from that smell. And you feel the restraints have definitely loosened, but they are still on. But your body, your skin is there. It doesn't feel wrong. Your bones are fine. Your flesh is normal, as was.
Can I like look?
Yeah, you can sit
Around.
up. You sit up a little. I mean, you are now laying down
Okay.
flat.
What happened?
As you go to speak, there's this like hoarse dryness to your throat, and you're like, ugh. And you hear it whispered, "Oh shit, he's awake. Water. He's probably parched." And, like whispering, though, you can tell it's somebody whispering, or Gabriella whispering at this point. And she brings a water skin. Just lay down, stay calm. Everything's fine. You survived. You will be okay. Tell me everything that happened and felt in detail. As she gives you some water, and then you see her pull out a notebook and look at you kind of like...
Fuck you.
Appropriate.
Data.
What happened?
Well, I think I can maybe explain to you in a little better detail. Gabriella, you can collect your data. Dr. Gabriella, you can collect your data on it after I've discussed with Torvar. Fine. Do I have to continue experimenting on animals, or can I move into the next phase? And then Moira's like, obviously that did not go as well, and if I had not intervened, then that could have gone a lot worse.
What did you do to me?
Let's take a walk. And she like begins to help you get out of it, and Gabrielle reluctantly begins to help you out of the restraints. It's still,
Okay.
yep. Though you do notice that there's like what looks like a little dot on either side of it, like something was pinned through it.
Okay.
But they help you out of your restraints, and you're allowed to get up, and you're incredibly sore muscles. You are a little more lean than previously.
Okay.
And you're...
Torvar
it's-
was probably a fairly lean guy to begin with.
Exactly. So it's more like if you were a fairly lean person to begin with, it's more like your body just feels like it's sore, but it's a good sore, like you've been exercising for weeks.
Okay.
Kind of like you had like a rough gym day,
Mm-hmm.
but every day.
Yeah.
Just a quick motion. It has been a day since you went under.
You left me strapped to that table for a day.
Well, until we were sure you were going to survive, there is a chance you'd come back and start attacking people. So, to keep Gabriella and myself safe, you needed to remain strapped to the table.
Is that normal?
She kind of you could tell she glances, and you wouldn't necessarily have noticed the micro movements before, but you notice it this time, and she quickly glances over towards the pig's cage. No.
All right.
Shall we? She kind of it's at this point she walks over to another table and gets a towel and hands it to you. You can wipe off no, you kind of smell. No offense, but you've been sweating profusely.
All right, he'll take it.
Oh, I thought you said no.
No, he'll take it.
Oh, okay.
All right. He'll wipe himself down.
Everything seemed to be functioning. No lack of eyesight, smell, taste, touch. Equilibrium, everything fine.
It's all there, but it's all different.
It should be better. It might take some adjusting to, but it will get better with time.
Torvar's gonna look around and see if there's any lights that have been lit in the room.
In the room that
Yeah.
you're in, there's a couple of
more
candles,
than what was there.
but you can see the room better. Even dark corners that were previously not as well lit.
Mm.
Pretty sure that's a thing that actually happens, right? I don't know if you get that immediately, but as you're going through the changes, like I said, I don't have access to it immediately. This is also the changes that have been happening are affecting them anyways immediately.
Yeah,
So
that's supposed to be only after.
that's fair.
Yeah,
But as you're focusing,
yeah.
things seem to shift between those two different
Okay.
things anyways. Same with the smells. You begin to lose your sensitivity to everything that you once had
Starts
as you're
normalizing.
normalizing out a little bit, but then it occasionally fluctuates back up and you can pick up smells that are almost jarring in their clearness. Well, as she begins walking and you follow, everything seemed to be going well for the first bit. The black veining was a part of the process we expected. Something we couldn't account for was your compatibility, which was remarkably low.
Meaning?
There should be a more immediate change. Every other test that we ran had changes that were immediate. And I'm guessing it has something to do with your momentary death.
My what?
Well, you went unconscious for a little while. And we were afraid, but we were kind of expecting it, of course. Everything was within parameters until your skin started flaking off and your bones started cracking. That did happen. What we weren't expecting was the fact that your heart stopped for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Give or take.
All right.
I had to intervene with my guarantee. Just going to make our relationship a little more awkward than I was hoping.
How so?
We'll discuss it when you're feeling better.
How so?
How much do you know about hemomancy?
Nothing other than the name now.
Blood magic.
Very little.
That's a good thing. And you're sure nothing's going wrong with you right now?
Things look different. They smell different. I'm sore everywhere. Starving.
I will, as you guys are walking more towards the door, she kind of looks around for a minute, and you see her flick a finger, and a chair comes like rolling across the room towards you. Sit for a minute.
Toro sit.
Okay. Stand back up. Do you?
Why?
Make a charisma saving throw.
15? No,
You-
excuse me. Yeah, 15.
You stand back up. Voluntary or not.
What just happened?
Sit back down.
No.
Make a charisma saving throw.
18.
You do not have to sit this time. Good. I was hoping you retained a fair amount of free will.
Actually, hold on a minute. I just remembered I gave my luck stone to Singard.
None of your saves were below, though. All of them still would have been above. Those saves
Okay.
would have still been based on the numbers.
No, I wouldn't have succeeded the wisdom save. I only succeeded by 1.
Oh. Doesn't change the fact that you still would have been blacked out for a whole day.
Okay.
It will
That
change
did
what
hap-
happened while you were unconscious.
Whatever happened there, then
It's
I
still.
did fail that.
Yeah. Okay.
I
That's
don't know
good
if
to know.
that's going to change anything.
That will change a few
I
things.
just realized that was given to Singard.
So instead of saying it failed, she will say there were some slight successes, but there is something you need to know about the Blackwoods that you can never tell another soul,
That
and I
was a
will make you
17,
promise.
Actually, then.
A 17?
Yeah.
17 fails.
Okay, so then I sit.
There is something you need to know about. Oh, then she also won't make the free will comment.
Wait. I thought you just gave me the key ring.
It's
on
on
it?
the key
Okay.
ring.
Yeah. As a Blackwood, there are some special properties that come with my blood.
Your blood.
Before I can tell you, you have to swear an oath never to tell another soul.
Do I get a choice at this point?
If you can resist.
Fine, I swear. I swear.
It can't be like that. The secret is well guarded. And you shake the hand and you feel the prick again, and you feel it, but you don't see any blood come out of your hand. Matter of fact, there's not even a cut mark where that was. And the cut you had from the night before, gone. Good. Now we can speak in more plain terms. The Blackwood blood is not inherited via lineage. It's more of a handed-down will.
What do you
Our
mean?
blood from generation to generation can have different properties, different things they can do. Mine has the power of persuasion. A unique property that all Blackwoods, though, that have inherited the will, have, is that it has a uniquely life-saving energy to it. So what I flicked into your mouth, if you were conscious or not during that, saved your life but unknowingly bound you to me. In ways I was hoping to not have to resort to.
That wasn't part of the deal.
No, it wasn't. neither was you dying. Now, I don't have to order you around, and I don't necessarily want to, but you will feel pressure, whether I wish it or not, to follow the things I say. And should you feel that pressure in ways that I may not always be able to control, let me know so that I don't unnecessarily order you to do something that you don't wish to or refuse to. It's not something I was intending.
How can I trust you not to make me do something I don't want to? How far does this control go?
As long as you can hear my voice.
What can you make me do? If you told me to kill myself, would I?
It's a possibility. There are some things I can tell you to do that you will have more resistance to. If you truly, with the core of your being, are reviled by the Order, then yes, you will be easier to resist these urges. But until I find a way to remove that influence, because normally I can, I don't have a choice. Neither do you. Typically, it leaves the body in 8 hours.
You said I was dead for over a day.
You weren't dead for a day, you were dead for 10 minutes.
You said I was there for over a day.
Yes.
Clearly, it's still there.
That is why I said, if I can find a way to stop it. On the other hand, the transformative properties of the serum did work.
I don't feel stronger.
It may take some learning and getting used to, but you are. Pulls out a stiletto from under one of her, which she is in a different outfit. Pulls out a stiletto from her ankle. Would you? Give me your arm. Down your arm, and it heals up immediately. Facing near death makes you more resistant.
What sorcery is this?
Don't show anyone you can do that.
I've never seen anything like that except on a troll.
I promise we didn't use troll's blood. There will be more explaining in the coming days, but I suggest you get used to your body first.
I need food and more water.
Follow me. You are led out, willingly or not, out of the area, up the stairs, out into the main floor, where the butler is standing with your shirt, now clean. Good to see you have survived.
I'll need a bath drawn, if that's okay.
Tendo looks you up and down. Of course. Before or after your meal?
After.
Or during. Your choice.
After.
You are brought to a dining room where they are currently making like rolls and stuff like that. And if you two are there, you see Torvar kind of like walk in, no shirt on, frazzled, with Moira. Come on, man!
Put your glasses back
More
on.
caffeine! No.
It's caffeine free, actually.
But
Well, shit.
starting a meal there, we will cut to break. We'll be back here in about 30 minutes, usually. We're pretty good about that.
Yeah. I'll do it.
But yeah,
Maybe get
hope you
some
guys are
caffeine
enjoying it,
along.
and I will see you later, along with the rest of them. Welcome back. Just hop right back into it. So, led back upstairs, begin eating food at the your request. It's not like it's immediately already prepared, but food is brought out and cooked over a period of time, which you are so incredibly hungry that you eat a lot more than you usually do.
Cool.
I don't know if either of the two of you will join, but you do smell food being cooked.
I probably wouldn't.
I'd probably still be in the library.
Okay. You eat and drink as much as you want. Moira just kind of stands and sits and watches. Doesn't touch anything. Doesn't drink anything.
Okay.
She seems to be observing you, less so than you eating.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do the sort of weird fluctuations and
they begin to level out, but occasionally you'll have like a almost like a burst outward of sensual overload.
okay.
Or sensory overload. Sensual overload. No, sensory overload.
It's a good food.
That's a clip.
Hmm?
That's a clip.
Okay. After I'm done, I will go and bathe if I can.
Yeah, bath is drawn while you were eating. It's warm. Bathe, shower, whatever.
Yeah.
Probably not actually
Probably
shower,
a bath.
but yeah.
No, sit in your filth.
Ugh. Clean up. Make sure everything's okay. Your clothes are mostly clean, other than your pants, which now have to be cleaned.
Yeah. Torvar will just.
You do notice that your boots are a little ripped. Like weirdly, they have like puncture marks through them. Like where your toes maybe like grabbed them and pushed through as your muscles contorted.
While Torvar's bathing, he'll just sort of do a once over on his body, make sure
Okay.
things are normal, things are.
Yeah, looking about, your scars are all still fully intact. Your tattoos are all still fully intact. Your musculature is slightly different. It's like where muscles had to grow from like wounds or things felt a little funny underneath. They've more aligned themselves to be more of a apex, I guess, body type where you would be you're like fully formed and defined muscles that are actually like fairly strong. Like grabbing the side of the thing, you kind of like feel yourself more easily be able to like go in and out, move things around, lift things a little less stressful.
Just, you might want to stock up with some boots if you're gonna 3-hole punch your.
Evidently, yeah.
Open-toed shoes.
Yeah. Just wear some sandals.
Freaking Crocs.
Okay. Once I'm done bathing, I will, I guess, wear undergarments and that my other clothing be cleaned and
Yep.
maybe repaired if possible.
The butler will take your stuff and do what they will.
Yeah.
Your muscles are slowly becoming less sore too throughout the day.
Okay.
Bath helps.
Yeah. Once I have pants again, I will go and see if I can find Moira again.
All right. Walking about, Moira seems to be sitting in the lounge with another book,
Okay. I will walk
drinking.
up to her, say, "All right, I need to know what I'm going to be expecting here."
Clean pants.
I said after I find pants.
No, I'm just kidding. For work or for yourself?
All of it.
For work, I have some things that need to be taken care of. Like I said, you're uniquely suited for the job, and you needed a little bit of a boost in your ability to perform the job. So, with that going relatively well, I'll be sending you out as soon as you're able. after about a week. We make sure that everything's working fine and there's no problems.
Right.
As for the other things, how much does your previous experience in Fjolvard deal with transformative monsters?
We deal with them occasionally.
I think the term for some of them are doppelgangers,
I've dealt with one or two.
changelings, some creatures that are able to magically or physically change their selves to look different, I'm sure. Here in Fjolvard, I don't know if you've seen them.
Mixing up fake place names.
Yep. I should know better too, since I created everything. No, here in Drognia, I'm sure you've seen them around. They're the Rotrodanians. Not Rotrodanians. Oh my god, I'm still mixing up place names and thing names.
Civilians?
The
of the city?
Rodenians. The Rodenians.
Rodenian. Okay.
Yeah. Rat folk.
Yes.
Do you know where they descend from?
Do I?
Living in Fjolvard, you would have heard of it, for sure. I think I already told you about that a little bit
You told me
previously.
personally.
They are a race that has, I don't know what the word for it is, has derived from descendant, that's the one, descended from rat lichens.
Lycanthropes. Were-rats. Alright.
Well, they have uniquely derivative blood.
The rat folk or all of these creatures?
The Rodenians, I believe, is what they are called.
The rodentia. Alright. What does that mean for me?
Ooh. All right. Not quite getting the relation there.
I blacked out. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Let's just say during certain times you will grow a little more furry.
You did turn me into a rat. You're
No, not a rat.
You-
Similar.
You made me into a lycanthrope.
Tried.
You tried. What does this mean?
We'll find out when the full moon comes around.
So you don't know.
Not entirely. I know what it was supposed to do. I also know that you weren't supposed to die or attain any of my blood. That's why you have to stay here for a week.
When is the next full moon?
2 days.
You have to start planning before he starts chasing carriages.
Yeah, that's why I left. No.
So, we're going to make sure that if anything happens, it happens in a safer place.
How much does Torvar know about lycanthropes?
As the thing that I sent out to you guys said, lichens are kind of well known. They're not. There are horror stories about them, but they're not necessarily shown. So it's like people are wary of them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they do exist, and they're typically more reclusive because of the horror stories.
Okay.
So to deal with them does require a certain amount of preparation, though.
Did my organization ever hunt?
At a certain point in
lycanthropes?
time, there were a few you would have had to, well, your organization would have had to hunt.
Okay.
Silver and magic.
Okay. Did Torvar ever have to?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not more in recent years.
Okay.
The Vedamin usually only hunt things that are dangerous.
Usually.
Overtly dangerous, you should say. Originally, it was not supposed to actually transform you. But during your blackout, some things happened that lead me to believe that there's a chance otherwise. You also aren't supposed to be able to do what your skin did when I cut you earlier. That was also not part of the things that I had planned.
What did you have planned?
Resistances that certain lichens carry to physical weapons that aren't magical in nature or silvered. The ability to be stronger and faster and sniff things out better. All of them were supposed to come in this nice little package that has gone awry. So,
Clearly.
we'll see as things level out.
So you don't know if I'm a lycanthrope now or some strange abomination that you made? You're just waiting to find out?
Do you have a better idea?
You have a doctor and magic and all these books. What?
Magic is based more in the... You already know about them routes. You know, like math, science, things like that. The route that has happened here is beyond the science we have. Of course, we're going to help you look for a way to get rid of it, or fix it. But, as I said, you were not supposed to die during the process, nor were you supposed to receive any of my blood. Those two things changed the serum in ways it should not have. Our more recent workings with the serum were having things turn out exactly the way we wanted them to. Nothing died. There was a bit of pain and breaking of bones was sort of expected. Not so many.
What went wrong?
She kind of just shrugs. Like I said, you weren't as compatible as we thought you were.
Combining magical
Did
and
you find out
magical.
a way to test that beforehand?
It wasn't really something that we thought we would have to test for.
Well,
Of the 300 animal experiments we did, the last 50 of them have gone exactly as planned.
That's it.
It takes a long time to run experiments like that. It just takes a much longer time to make more of that serum.
All right. And if the full moon comes and I die,
Or transform. I don't expect you to die.
you don't know what's gonna happen at this point.
No. But I do know that you are at least harder to kill.
Sure. But
There's two reasons that I'm going to offer you more help than I was originally planning. One, that should not have happened. And two, I need to find a way to get rid of that effect on my blood on your body.
I'd say so, yeah.
So I will help you in the ways that I can. But we're venturing and sailing forth into territory unknown to myself and Dr. Gabriella.
Find my sister.
Once we made the agreement, I already told my butler to contact some people. The scouts are already running. Spies moving. it takes time.
Good. No, we'll just leave.
All right.
I'm go to find Singard, wherever he may be at the time.
Okay.
At this point, probably training.
This is technically before the church thing, so
probably
yeah.
just training.
Yeah.
Singard. Torvar approached, no boots.
What happened to you?
I survived my keyring.
Just toss it back to him.
All right.
Just making sure everything's there.
All right.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Not that I am aware. But then again, I've just been reading and maintaining my equipment. Sparring.
Let me train with you. I'm incredibly sore after what she did to me.
Alright.
All right.
Pick up Yogi and
Torvar will... I'm guessing there's weapons nearby.
I mean, not in the training room. There's like literally a rapier for fencing.
Torvar knows how to use a rapier.
All right. There's a couple of things. They're more things that like a noble would learn essentially than like axes and whatnot.
Yeah, he'll
So
pick up a rapier. He knows how to use it.
all right.
And he'll square up to you. No boots, no armor, just a rapier.
begin. And on that, immediately swing his sword
Alright.
down on him.
I don't necessarily think we need to roll combat here,
Not
but
really. It's sparring, it's not really
Yeah.
combat.
not intending to inflict serious blows. Though you do notice at the end of it, you have a couple of bruises, and Torvar does not seem to have any.
It was good. I feel better than I expected I would.
Seemed to be more intact, I would have thought.
Well, I thought you were pulling your punches.
Not by much.
Well, she did say she would make me stronger. Not exactly sure how that's going to play out just yet.
Well, we shall see.
She says I have to wait here another week. Or at least till the end of this week. So we may be here a while.
That does not matter to me.
Alright. I know you said you need to go south. Is that still the case?
As far as you know right now.
As far as I'm aware.
Right, well. Seem to be in an interesting working arrangement at the moment, so if that doesn't exactly agree with you, let me know.
Don't know how much longer I can just sit around.
Me either.
A little restless.
You know what Corvin is? I think I owe you both an explanation.
I haven't seen him for some time now.
Well, maybe he'll be back later tonight. I'm going to head to the library. Try to come.
I'll accompany Torvar.
All right. He's going to the library. At this point, you're still around, probably.
Yeah.
In the library.
Yeah, I'm still not. This probably this is like
This is day two. Day
two,
day 2 to
three?
3. Yeah, somewhere between.
because he's
2
been
and
out
3.
for 2 days, right?
Well, went
was
down
out
the
for
first
one
night
day.
and then was out a whole day. So this is
Oh.
into the third day.
Into the third day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll still be in the library. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just chilling in the library, just reading. It's like dead quiet.
Yeah.
I'm sure she doesn't get much visitors in the library.
Corvin.
Oh hey, what's up? I'm just like sitting down. All of a sudden, like you see a book just float down, and I just grab it and put it on the side.
Is that you or the library?
And I just look at one of the shelves, like really high up. I'm like, I don't want to get that. And I just point at it. And then, like a few seconds later, just it flies down. That's me. I got tired of climbing the big bookcases, so I just remembered a story in my fairy tale book about a guy who would play pranks on people from very far away, and I thought maybe I could do it too. But not play pranks, I just grab stuff. And then I was reading more books, and then one of the beginning spells is like this hand thingy that moves around and grabs stuff for you. So I just tried it and it worked. So now it works. So he just grabs books from me while I sit here and read. That's for me to do.
Seems useful.
I guess you already took off your shoes. I didn't think we needed to.
They're being repaired.
Oh, cool. Is there something you needed?
I think I owe you and Seengard an explanation as to why I'm actually here.
Sure. Or he doesn't look like he's just reading some random book. Yeah. Feel free to explain. Sure.
My bad, guys.
Several months ago,
I don't like that chimes. Fix that later.
I was mid-training with the other members of my hunting group, basically.
Oh, sounds fun.
And I received a letter from my sister stating that she had likely been kidnapped and asked me to find Moira Blackwood.
Ooh, that sounds serious. And I close the book and just hold it up in the hand. Takes it away.
Jesus.
I just kind of swivel over to you.
I don't know exactly how dangerous it is working with this Blackwood. What I can tell you is what she did to me was not normal. And should you both stay here, I don't recommend making any extended deals with her.
I was warned about making deals before. If they're not, like, mutual. Was it? What? So, what are you trying to say? Like, was it just like a friendly deal, or was it a
As you say,
bad deal?
she
One with unknown side effects kind of deal? Loopholes kind of deal?
She was less than explanatory in what exactly she was expecting from me. And things may have gone wrong.
Sounds like a one-way deal.
A bit. But at the prospect of having help finding my sister, I didn't really see another option. That being said, I have to continue working with her because she's the only one, as far as I know, that can find my sister.
As far as you know.
But has she actually helped you, though?
Perhaps some. And she seems to have an extensive network of information that having access to may help me find her quicker. And in the letter, my sister said explicitly that she will help. And I trust my sister.
Has she done anything directly harmful to you? Lied to you in any way? Has she...
I can't say too much right now.
So what's the plan then?
I have to remain here for at least a week.
All right. I mean, I can read more books. I did have a trip planned for a few days, but
Well,
do you need my help in any way?
I don't think I need your help right now. And like I said, I don't know what she's expecting of me now, or what I'm going to have to do to find my sister. And I know that you both probably have problems of your own.
No,
I
not
know
really.
Singard needs to maybe go south. And have you been able to find any information on
Absolutely
what
not.
you were looking for?
But now that you mentioned she has connections, maybe I can find some information out.
Again, be wary of making deals with her, but that's perhaps a possibility.
No, I just need to do a little research.
All right. Well, I need to remain here, and until I know my next step, this is where I'll be.
Okay. Yeah, probably in what day is it now? Kind of counts his fingers. Like a day or two, I'll probably head out to that forest and try a few things that I've been reading about, and maybe if I can get in contact with good old Rampage, I can figure things out. I haven't been the most useful around here, so I'm trying to find ways I can actually help you guys. Since I'm kind of a freeloader, just kind of following you guys, I might as well be helpful.
I will say, if what just happened to me is any indicator of things to come, we're going to get ourselves in some trouble.
All right. More damage spells. But
That's all I needed to say.
yeah, feel free. No, let me know if you need my. Well, I guess if I'm in the forest, it'll be. It's supposed to be a day's out travel, so I'll probably be there for a full day and like 2 half days. So I'll probably be leaving.
A full day and 2 half days would just be 2 days.
No, that's 3 days, but half of 2 of those. So 3 separate days.
So 3 days.
No, I won't be there. Anyways, I don't know if you can contact me that way. I heard there's like spells and stuff to talk to people really far away, but I don't have them.
Kind of just on a nearby piece of wood, you see Moira, who has made her way into the library. If need be, I can always send a message magically.
Given Moira's walked in here and everything that Torvar has said,
I did not mean to interrupt. I just there
seeing
was
as
something
I'm
else I needed to
slightly
mention to
out of the
Torvar.
conversation a little bit on the other side of the table, I'm going to cast Divine Sense.
Divine sense, and that detects one more time.
Specifically, the Divine Sense shows up. I can detect good and evil until the end of my next turn. You can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial, fiend, undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
As you go to cast, are you subtly casting the spell?
Just
Well,
my hand,
I mean, you
my
can't
hand under the
necessarily.
table.
Is there a verbal component to it?
There's not.
It's just a.
Just as an
Oh, it's
action.
just it's a skill, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
actually a spell.
It's like a feature.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So yeah, you call upon the divine will, or your
You know, just
whatever
hand-
your will.
basically is self it and hang on to that, and just my hand will just basically go
As
under
it
the
goes off, you do detect undead, and you detect evil. The evil originates from Moira.
table. And where's the undead coming from?
The undead comes from one of the shelves. Maybe to your left and up a few. behind one of the chained racks at the top shelf.
I will wait until Moira leaves the room.
God damn it. You revealed my next plot point already.
I just had something else I kind of needed to mention to Torvar. I forgot to in the parlor.
What?
I get up and I move
She
away.
takes this little wire out of her pocket and she whispers something into it. And in your ear, she says, there was also something we had to work out as part of our deal that will help with transitions.
That's cheating. I'll stand up.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Sorry, Miss
Blackwood.
Blackwood. Miss?
Honestly, lady,
Lady Black. I'm sorry. I'm not too
the
keen
best
on.
way to go about that.
I'm not very good at etiquette. I
can
read
tell.
it somewhere in a book, but do you have a book of etiquette actually?
The word or
Oh, there's a few.
I read that in a book too. That was a very long book.
Should you ask one of the people who work in the library, or who come in and occasionally make sure everything's tidy,
Okay.
they'll be able to point out where certain sections of books are.
I've heard
Um,
stories of bad parts in book libraries that are off limits.
Like the chained ones at the top of the library.
Is that what that is?
Yes,
Don't touch those?
don't touch those
And
Physically or
at all.
the one,
emotionally.
the ones that
Okay.
she's
Don't even
referring
think
to.
about them.
will they try to touch me? I've heard stories of books with hands that curse you when they pop out.
There may be a book or two
Speaking
that
of
contains
hands popping out of things,
ill will towards you.
Oh, okay.
you still have that bag.
Reach into my
The bag
sack.
replies yes.
I'll reach into my sack and drop the thing that's still wrapped up.
We may need to talk about that later, but
I can ask Rampage about a spell that might let me know what that is.
sure.
Sounds like a lot of questions.
The chained books that she was referencing is the one I was looking at.
It's
Undead.
part
It's
of one of
part
the.
that.
It's part of it, yeah. I just had to discuss something with Torvar before I get to anything else. I also have a few meetings later in the week with some rather higher end people. So during those times, I will let the butler tell you all to make scarce. And I hope you would respect that while you are in my home.
No problem. I'll be in the forest.
All right.
No problem. I'll be in the forest, so I don't need to
Goes away.
respect anything.
Should just be in the hallway really quickly. She pulls you out to the hallway, make sure the door's closed, and then you see her throw a hand up, and you guys hear some chanting on the other side of the door that sounds like, because you would have heard mages talk, but
How is that?
a washable marker, not my pencil. I was like, wait a minute.
Why do I have this?
No, you would recognize it as the chant of magic, and not so much over there.
I'm taking that
I'm not paying
opportunity.
I mean, you do chant magic.
I'm
but
back
it's-
to reading books.
Yeah, that's fair.
Taking that opportunity, I'm going for the
She
book.
casts a spell. You stop hearing all motion on the other side of the library. I have a device that can let you get back here very quickly in case of emergencies. The problem is, it does have to be injected.
You unlock
No,
fast
I'm
travel.
just kidding. It does
Not
actually
funny.
have to be held on your person, though, and probably affixed to armor.
What is it?
It'll open up a hole and pull you through it.
I thought you meant on me.
I mean, I can arrange that, but
No.
I don't think you'd want it. No, much the same as teleportation circles, if you're familiar.
Vaguely. Why? Not like I can say no, but why?
2 reasons. Not everything I do here leaves me safety, and if I die, there's no telling what will happen to you.
And judging by what you can do, I'm sure you have plenty of power to keep yourself safe.
Not from everything. Not from everyone. The second thing is that it'll allow you to come back here in case something goes wrong on the road with you. And you need to immediately vacate an area.
All right.
But you'd have to be able to find a way to contact me. For that,
Do you have a way for me to do that?
not that doesn't infringe more on your free will.
Then I'd rather not. What is it?
I'll have the doctor inform you more of it
I'd really rather not speak
once
to
it's
her.
read. That's fair, all right. We'll talk more on it once I have it ready.
Thank you.
But it should be done maybe a day or two after your full moon.
All right. Is there... Is there any precautions that should be taken for that, by the way?
I have a fair amount of silvered things,
Great.
and I can use magic. So, worst comes to worst, I'll stake you to the ground with 100 silver spears, and hopefully that'll...
Wait, does that mean silver hurts me in general now?
We don't know. We'll find out.
Are any of Torvar's charms silver? Sure, he's got at least one bit of silver.
I mean, you have your weapon is silver. There's no need for the charms to be
I
silver,
don't have
too.
my weapon on me right now.
No. So, I would say they were just a wrought iron ring.
Okay.
Good question, Torvar.
Did it work? We'll find out come that day. If things go awry.
Okay.
I would be wary of it for the time.
I
As
don't
long as
typically go around cutting myself with silver, so it shouldn't really be a problem.
Good. No, as I was saying though, I have plenty of things here and strong enough people that can subdue you should it be a problem.
All right.
At least in the early stages.
Well, I'll be here, I guess.
No, never mind. And she drops the spell and turns around and begins to walk away.
I go for the book.
All right. You go for the book? Oh boy. Okay, so while that conversation is happening,
Yeah.
it's up a couple layers. You have to get a little one of those like ladders that rolls, and you get the ladder that rolls over, and you go up the shelf, and there it's a locked bookcase. So there's a chain across it. It's locked.
Can I see it through there? Or
Oh yeah, you can see it.
what does it say?
It does not have a title, but it does look kind of fleshy.
It's the Necronobicon.
And you said the cabinet's locked.
There's a chain across it that has a lock on it. So yes, it is pulled tight.
I'll make note of that and just go back down.
All right.
Oh, come on, do something fun.
I touched the butt.
like I can what? Pick a lock?
Break it. I don't know.
Yeah, on a ladder.
Big and strong.
All right. So you head back down. Just leaving it for now.
For now, yes.
All right.
I will go back into
Jeez.
the library
All right.
and probably spend the rest of the day reading. Just a lot of things Tovar should probably be reading up on now.
Yeah, there are a few books on those things.
Okay.
Vague books, more like descriptions and sightings and stories, but enough to give you an idea.
I'll sit down in front of Torvar.
Okay.
There's something evil about Moira.
You don't say. Is it her demeanor?
I mean, actually evil. I sensed it.
You can sense things like that. How so?
Well, reference to the book. That thing is
Points to a shelf.
undead.
It's undead.
That book.
Honestly, knowing what I know about her now, that doesn't really surprise me.
But when I sensed, I divined from her evil.
It's another reason not to trust her. Perhaps. Never. How do you get that? How do? Like, what does that mean, really?
What do you mean?
Evil. She hasn't. At least not that
Something
you've done
about
anything
her.
explicitly evil.
Corbin on the
Something
top of the
granted to me.
bookshelf. Yeah, what does evil mean? Just like laying on top of the bookshelf. Yeah, that charm said I was evil too. I don't think
The
I'm evil.
opposite of good.
But again, that seems kind of nebulous.
I think the book of philosophy is on the other bookshelf. You might want to read it. It's very open-minded.
Your word of warning does not go unheeded. I just think it's a little vague.
I cannot tell you how evil she is or in what capacity, but that is not a good person.
Noted. Thank you.
As for that, I've never encountered an undead book before.
We had an interesting library at the Vedeman station, house, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know what the hell, a fort? I don't know.
Good question. No, probably like a fort or something like that.
Had some interesting books in it, but I don't recall ever seeing one that was undead. How can a book be undead?
You know, there was a story about this really strong wizard. I think his book might have been something like that. It was like sentient, I think. Had a mind of its own. Mind of its own.
Do we
He was cut down by someone. I don't remember the rest of the story.
examine it?
Well,
It
if
is
that's the
technically-
case, that's probably why there's a chain in front of it.
Well, I thought that was your job to deal with things like that.
I deal with things like that are causing problems. If I went around attacking everything that was evil or looked evil, I probably would have attacked you both by now. It's kind of a case-by-case basis.
Appreciate that, Trevor.
So, do we just leave it on the shelf then?
You could ask her about it. No guarantee that she'll give you the truth. Seem to be rather intuitive, though.
Tor's gonna go back up to the, or Singer's gonna go back up to the book, and I'm gonna try and break the lock.
Oh,
All right.
jeez.
Or do that.
Roll a strength check.
Well,
Athletics.
I'm just gonna watch. Just like sitting at a table, just like.
you've activated the trap.
It's not a very thick chain.
Athletics, you say?
Yeah.
Your soul strengthens the guard against this book. It gets sucked in.
16. Nope, sorry, 14.
Unfortunately, just pulling on the lock and trying to break it that way is not going to help. You need some kind of leverage or some kind of blow to it.
Is it big enough to slide my knife in between it? Maybe
Oh god.
my dagger.
I mean, if you want to try that as your way of damaging the lock, yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
All right, go ahead and roll. Just roll an attack roll
Attack
or a damage roll, I should say.
for the dagger.
Yeah, you're probably gonna auto hit, so just roll damage.
Yeah,
All right, F it.
its AC is real low. It's an inanimate object, and you're just trying to damage it. So
Where's
they're gonna
the-
make you roll to hit a
how
lock.
much it is?
Ah, I
If
missed
it's
the
a
lock
dagger,
and stabbed the
it's
book.
a D4
Thank you.
plus your strength or your dex.
It won't come out. Thank you.
But
That
I have
one's
child's
wedged.
play up in here. I will throw it at you.
One?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Plus
Uh,
your strength mod or dex mod.
plus 2. So,
Three.
3.
Three is not enough to break it. You're like trying to pry it apart, and it's just being a bear.
It would probably be easier to just ask, honestly.
You ask.
I'm not
Just
interested in it.
slide back down and just kick the ladder.
Kick. It like breaks a little.
Just mumble off and just out to the courtyard I go.
All right.
Torvar will continue reading, and that's probably about all he'll do until
Dawn on the third
next
day.
yeah.
And on the third day.
So, about 2 days later, as she said,
Mm-hmm.
is the night. She eventually sends somebody to bring you out to the inner courtyard of one of the back ends of the building, where you see the butler has a silvered rapier. She has.
Before we get out of the building,
Okay.
when she comes and gets me, I'd say
Well, it'd be the butler, so
whoever.
Yeah.
So
or one of them.
I'd like Singard to be there.
I can arrange that. Maybe. So this would be about day 5. This would be the day after.
Okay.
Your thing would be. Well, it would be after for sure, though. So you are sought out by a person who works for Moira. Torvar would like to see you in the courtyard. Follow me. I would bring a weapon.
I just stay sitting looking at him.
Kind of like stock still.
I believe you can ask me a little better than that.
I was not the one asking.
But you
Torvar.
are the one coming to get me.
Well, I'm not sure. Torvar would like to see you in the courtyard. I am just relaying a message.
Get up and just loom over him.
Kind of backs up a little bit, and you can see his hand on a rapier that's at his hip that was not there previously.
Sword just.
I'm not entirely sure why you're upset with me.
Right now, I don't trust anyone in that house.
I can assure you, though, that Torvar is in the courtyard and waiting, and it is more of an urgent matter.
And I'll just, as he's speaking, just quickly work. Lead on.
Right. Kind of like is very confused and a little cowering, but leads you either way out to the courtyard where you see Torvar probably shirtless at this point, just in case.
Probably.
Shirtless and shoeless.
No shirt, no shoes, all the service.
Moira is currently there. She has a stiletto in her hand that is silvered. The butler then takes a position opposite of her and also pulls out a silvered rapier.
Torvar will sort of acknowledge you entering and say, Singard, take this, and he'll throw his silvered sax towards you.
Oh, what? Silver what?
Silver, it's a short sword, basically.
Oh.
It's a style of short sword.
All
Yeah.
right.
You're probably going to need that if anything goes wrong here.
I know not if you've been informed, but some things went wrong, and we're just making sure that your friend is safe. And should your friend go on a rampage, then we will have to put Torvar down.
You can trust at least that much, Singard.
Singer walks over and sits on something close by.
I wouldn't be sitting.
No, not sitting, but sort of
Oh.
leaning, sitting.
While I was in the courtyard waiting for Singard, I will take my silvered blade and cut my hand a little bit.
Okay. The cut lingers,
Okay.
but eventually heals back up.
Okay. Does it hurt?
Oh yeah,
anymore than,
it
cut
hurts.
would?
It hurts normally.
Okay.
Like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
definitely for the most part, blows do hurt a little less,
Mm-hmm.
but that one hurts more similar to how you remember a blade cutting.
So basically,
So-
instead of it's ow,
It's like a paper cut compared to a cardboard cut.
Yeah, exactly. Cardboard cuts are the worst. So much worse than a paper cut. Anyways, here's hoping.
So when is this supposed to happen?
She kind of looks up.
It is nighttime, by the way.
Yeah, it would be almost moon time, basically.
Moon time!
Sun's down, moon is up. They're
Mid-moon.
like the sun is like just setting.
Ah, yes. The night
And you
version
see
of
her pull out this wire and then while holding onto a dagger, pull out a wire and send a message. And then as that happens, you see the clouds above the estate slowly clear away, revealing a night sky that's full of stars, as well as a massive white moon. The secondary moon in the sky a little further away, also being full. And as that happens, you watch. Would you like to explain?
Does it?
Rolling first,
Yeah,
of course.
I have to roll first.
Come on, man. You could have told me to stay.
Nah, you got your own.
Nah.
You had plans.
It's all good.
That's
I
gonna
got
be
things.
horrible for Corbin to just walk in on
Nah,
later.
it's
What
fine.
the hell
No
is
worries.
that? What is that thing?
Failure.
All right, go ahead, if you would like to. I
Um.
know you've been planning this for a while. Possibility, anyways.
So Torvar just looks up at the moon. Nothing happens for a second. Just looks down. Looks at Moira. Like,
She smiles a little bit.
he looks like he's about to say something, and he just. And then he looks like he's in a lot of pain, grimaces, and then falls to his knees. And you see his hands, the fingernails on his hands, all like slide off and bleed, and then are replaced by large black claws.
Ew, before this goes any further, I'm activating my Armor of Agathis.
New spell?
So yeah, what you see is a covering protective shield come over, almost like frost, and it just lights up for a minute, and then you just see like a low layer of what almost like, you know what it looks like when cold and heat meet and you see the frost lines coming off, like that just coming off of him.
Cool. As the sort of black claws are growing in, his fingers and hands start to get bigger, but the skin doesn't grow with his hands. So it just like, imagine a finger growing and then the skin just rips, but then as it rips, it heals back new flesh. And as every bit of flesh forms and he heals, just massive amounts of steam come rolling off. And this starts happening everywhere on his body.
Yeah, everybody in the area as this is happening is grabbing their weapons and readying them, and you see Moira begin to ready some components.
As he's growing and his skin is ripping, blood just starts pouring out of every wound. And as soon as the blood drops from him onto the ground, it steams and almost just evaporates. And he starts taking on a much more wolf-like appearance into sort of that large hybrid werewolf form. Very like Van Helsing.
And that one more, pop the Shield of Faith. So what you'll see is him reach in and see one of the pieces of paper with a holy word written on it burst into flame. And when it does, from that point, a golden shield forms around him.
All right, good to know.
As this is happening, fur matching the color of his hair starts to sprout all over. And his bones crack and grow, and he's almost screaming in pain, but holding it in as much as he can. Until finally all of it sort of stops, and he's just down. And I am no longer in control.
Brace! Roll for combat.
I am glad I saw. Okay, this is good.
Roll for combat. No, roll for initiative.
Should I roll for initiative?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
What is my initiative again? Ah.
Oh, that was really loud. That's funny.
And now you know why he wasn't wearing a shirt. His pants do split a little at the bottom of the seams. His legs don't get too much bigger, but his upper body gets a little bit bigger.
Well, good thing I'm ready to wail.
Yeah. And his legs definitely go into that sort of like
Good to know you
bipedal
literally got his back.
shape kind of thing.
Don't worry, I'll shave you clean.
And he's on the ground with just all this steam rolling off of him. And then he stands up and probably howls.
Swear you cast command and say, "Set!"
Which I could.
Hilarious.
Be funny.
You're funny as shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I did think about it.
Paw!
All right, Droll.
A 1.
Ooh.
So,
It's all that spell casting. You
so
weren't
a
prepared.
total of 2.
Yeah, it's great. Moira also rolled a 1.
I hope the butler got the highest roll.
He's like a secretly sword master.
What did you roll? 12.
Nope.
Oh, boy. I guess that makes sense.
Everyone just like, oh gosh, we're right.
All right. So,
It's like he just gets that.
Do you want me to just Discord you the rule set
I
here?
have it up.
Oh, you
Finally.
do have it
yeah,
up.
yeah. I do have it up. So,
Wunderbar.
I will be telling you which actions to take, but
Okay.
it is up to you how best you go about them. So the very first thing that Torvar will be doing at the beginning of all of this is...
Now, I don't know if you want to do the repeat saving throws on this one, considering it's the first transformation.
Is that coming through the thing?
Yeah, it's coming through here. The way I have it set up, the sound isn't fantastic.
Oh. That's alright, we'll fix it. Always working on it. Anyways. Is it every
So-
turn?
What kind of a
Every
short...
time I take damage from a silvered or magical source.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we will be running that.
So then what do I... what is the short sword? It's a +1?
Well, it's silver, so it's kind of up to him. It's not actually magical in any way. So
Yeah.
it's...
So-
We'll just swing it as if it's a short sword
Yeah,
for now.
Regular short sword.
so
Yeah.
it does a d6 plus whatever your strength mod is.
All right. So starting us off, I want you to.
Although it is finesse, you can also use dex if you want to.
in essence, what you're trying to do is you're trying to take out the bestial rage here. You will be going for Moira
Okay.
because there's some irritations that have been
yeah,
happening
sure.
in the current days, and I want you to attack in your fullest capability. The
Okay.
first thing that damages you is the next thing you lash out at.
Okay. Good to
So-
know. How far away am I from Moira then?
How far are you away from Moira?
Yeah.
You're within 10 feet of her.
Okay.
They were ready for this.
Torvar stands, and as he's standing, he looks back over his shoulder and sees Moira, and then he just crouches down and just jumps backwards the full 10 feet at her, and turns midair for a swipe with his now pretty nasty looking claws.
All right, go ahead and make your attack roll.
That is a not great. That is a 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
A 10 does not hit.
I figured.
You see as you lash out, she just grabs your hand and stops your hand dead.
Okay. I will attempt to bite her with my second attack.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, let me check something real quick.
this like kind of smaller looking person, a little more not combat looking, capable, just kind of. No.
See,
Not
here's,
today.
here's the issue. If it's an unarmed strike, I can technically do 2 turns.
Yeah, because you don't have extra attack
Yeah.
yet.
So, does a bite count?
Is a bite an unarmed strike?
I don't know what it's
Technically,
classified as.
I'm
yes.
pretty sure that, like for Tabaxi and for like Leonin and stuff, their claws are considered unarmed strikes.
So what would a bite
I've
be?
never played anything with a bite attack
I
before.
think if I remember, Snakebite's bite was an action
Was it?
to do, which means you can still make an unarmed strike.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then I will make a strike at her with my other hand then.
Okay. Yeah.
8.
An 8 to
Yeah.
hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you swipe. She stops one hand. You swipe with the other hand, and she puts another hand up, kind of like imposing her dagger there. And then she lets go of you as you turn to face her. Yeah, but that is at the end of your turn.
That is,
Or capabilities, I should say.
yeah, that is,
All right.
oh, I'm getting information here that it was an unarmed strike
It was.
for a bite.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I'll just bite next time. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
If I make it to next time,
Yeah.
we'll see.
That will lead us to one of the other people in the room, which is one of the ones I didn't get a chance to describing. There's a maid in the room, there's a butler, and then there's Blackwood besides you. The maid will dash forward, pulling out a short sword that is silvered. Does not look like the sag. It's very different.
No, you're
weapons.
probably familiar with the weapon Torvar carries.
yeah,
It's a very Filvardian weapon.
Yeah. She just dashes forward and then goes for a singular strike.
Because everyone has silver.
That is a
They knew it was coming.
21 to hit.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I'm not wearing armor right now. My armor is shit.
You take 6 points of slashing damage.
All right.
It is silvered.
Yep.
All right. At that, she will try to backstep away from you.
Okay.
Uh,
I will take an attack of opportunity on her.
all right. However you wish to make that attack.
I will rip my hands from Moira, spinning around, and go for an unarmed strike at her.
All right. Bite or claw.
Claw.
All right.
There's a 10 again.
That's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
That unfortunately does not hit.
Okay.
Fortunately, low.
Yeah, I'm okay with this
Yeah, I know.
right now.
At least you're not hitting people.
Yeah.
Unless you want to hit people.
Let's see what you think of this next
I
thing.
mean, Torvar does, but
That will then lead us to Moira, actually.
okay.
I am bottom of the
Who
barrel.
will, as you're standing there, she'll take a quick stab forward with her dagger.
It's right in the back. Kidney shot.
That's
Oh yeah, he actually also stands at about 7 feet tall now. He's a bit taller.
The math?
it's just no. I forgot to add her proficiency bonus on her stat sheet. So
Lovely.
yeah, no, that's just my own bad. Does a 15 hit?
It does.
A 15 hits. All right. So she will.
My AC right now is only 14.
Okay. She will stab you in the back with a silver.
Actually, no. Excuse me. My AC is 13.
13?
Yeah.
Okay. You take 7 points of
Wait.
damage.
No, 11.
So you say you're unarmored.
Oh, yeah, you're unarmored right now.
My
so it's
AC is
just dex.
11 right now.
I say,
Yeah.
how's your unarmored
So you
better
take
than my armor?
7 points of piercing damage from the dagger.
Okay.
She just plunges it super deep in, and you feel it. Even in your, of course, transformed fate, you still feel things. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh god,
Yep.
it hurt a lot. And then we'll immediately shout out, grovel,
Okay.
in a weirdly growly voice. It doesn't seem natural.
I'm guessing I'm making a saving throw of some kind.
Yes, you are. You are making a charisma saving throw. Based on the
8.
an 8, you immediately drop prone.
Okay.
Please help.
Beat down.
The butler's turn.
I mean, technically, this all happens at the same time.
Yeah,
Just
I
the way
know.
the game plays out.
Yep.
Consider just sit back and be like,
The butler will hit you with a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
Rapier.
prone.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah, 23 to hit. It's a d8, so that's 8 points of piercing damage from that, silvered as well.
I am bloodied now.
All right. Is that every time you've been hit that you're supposed to be making that roll, by the way?
I think it's on up until my next turn, or
Because every time you take
the way we have it written is every time I get hit. I don't know if we want to do it
like
that
it should
way
be.
or
I
just,
think it should be at the start of each.
yeah,
turn.
at the start of my next turn if
Yeah.
I've been hit.
Yeah. And then that will lead us to your turn. The butler will actually stay in close, so he'll dash in real quick, give you a nice poke in the chest, kind of deep. Back up.
Let's move forward and Torvar! Just scream at him just so he like gets his attention, but at the same time be bashing his sword against my shield. And what you see when this happens is a red aura appearing on the shield that then begins to cover over Singard. And when it reaches his eyes, it looks like a blacksmith's forge, flames coming out of his eyes.
Oh, like the coals of the fire.
Yes,
Oh,
so
nice,
and
nice.
I use my conquering presence. So the
Already
chosen
on the
creature,
ground groveling.
exactly. However, you must make a wisdom saving throw, DC 12, or you are frightened of me for a minute.
Okay.
Ooh. Interesting.
I fail.
You're scared of me.
Yep.
That is bad. That is real bad for you. All right. Is that an action to cast?
Yes,
Or
that is an action.
perform. Okay.
And so from there, I'll just stand there looming over him.
All right. That'll lead us back to the top of the turn order then. Torvar.
What do I have to do now that I've been ordered to grovel? Isn't that a specific thing?
It is not actually a spell she's using to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just the command.
Yep.
Okay.
So
I don't
you
know
complete the
what-
command immediately, and then now you're able to move again. So it's the start of your turn. You don't have to waste your turn doing it.
Okay. Who's the last person that hit me? Was the...
It was technically the butler.
Yeah, so...
And you can repeat
I
that
did
saving
mean
throw at
last
the end
person,
of
by the way,
each of
not
your
first
turns.
person.
Okay.
Uh,
But I'm going to make the save first.
yeah, save comes out first.
Oh, I just make it.
All right. That means that you...
I regain control.
Yeah. But you don't untransform.
Nope.
Everybody looming over you, ready to stab you some more.
Torvar will just, like, put a hand up.
Unless other people still feel threatened, we can... oh, that would be why things were repeating. I'm dumb. I had it on single song loop repeat. I apologize, everybody back at home.
Whatever. That wasn't too long.
New stuff, new stuff.
Yeah, I just put a finger up.
Everybody's still ready. We don't know if Torvar's still gonna lose control again.
He will stand up. To his
There's
full
a
height.
moment where you see her mouth
Yep.
like about to
Just-
word something, and then she holds it back.
Ow. That comes out kind of weird, considering it's like not a human face anymore. But he can speak.
I imagine it. Sorry for the Elden Ring reference, but kind of like Blythe.
Yeah, his mouth doesn't really move.
Yeah.
God, I can only imagine what Singard looks like activated with frost coming off him, golden aura with flaming eyes.
This feels weird.
Well, on the plus side, you are still in control for now.
When do I start healing?
Now it starts healing. Yeah, you watch as the wounds all start to close up that have been inflicted.
What's the rate that they heal? Where am I healing at right now? I forgot what I put it at.
It takes a couple like good 15, 20 seconds for it to heal back, but
It
does.
is currently at... Yeah, I only heal for a turn right now.
Yeah.
But he does start to heal, and as he heals, again, the little bits of steam roll off of every wound as it closes.
Well, that was
That
more or less what I was worried about.
Is that going to happen frequently?
Probably only on the night of the full moon.
I'm not sure if you would have been able to tell in your
I did
state.
turn it down a little. I'll
But,
turn it down some more, though.
The banging of the sword on the shield actually sounded like the ringing of an anvil.
Oh, that mutes it. Okay.
But I'm not sure if
I
you would
promise
be
we'll
able
get
to
the
hear
sound stuff figured out eventually.
Okay. However, we'll just look to Moira and at Sengard.
There's a taller.
What now? I'm not gonna stay like this, am I?
We'll find out when the morning comes. But you've got another 8, 9, 10 hours. If you're not experiencing any bloodthirsty rage or need to attack people,
Oh no, it's there.
oh,
It's
okay.
very much there.
But you're in control.
For now.
Would you like a cage?
No.
Bad Torvar. Kennel.
Basically, that's what she just fucking asked me.
I mean, she could make you do it. As long as you
Torvar will
don't.
just reach his now very large hand, probably more similar in size to yours at this point, hand towards you and say,
Sengard, my sword.
Is he still afraid of me?
Yeah.
I just can't move towards you. I can look at you, but you notice he's not looking you in the eye.
Slam it down in front of you.
Torvar will just grab it, and then he's just going to sit on the ground with the sword pointed at his heart.
All right. Not attempting suicide.
I'll be waiting here, I guess.
Would you like a book?
No. It takes a lot to not want to rip everyone's throat out right now.
Right. Everyone clear out. Do you see the butler and the maid? As you wish, my lady. And they leave the room.
And before I go, I'll reach in my pouch and grab this little tiny vial of holy water. Sprinkle a little on my hand. Flick it on him like that.
Hey, where did you get holy water?
I have a little bit for bless.
Did you know that holy water costs like 50 gold, right?
Yeah, I thought, didn't I mention this to you? I have a tiny one for
Yeah,
bless.
no, you did mention that to me.
Yeah,
That's-
because I only use sprinklings for it.
Yeah,
so.
that's my own
So yeah,
brain
I will
fart.
bless
I remember we talked about that.
the Lycan Torvar.
Cool.
So
Next little while, you're blessed.
Yeah.
That'd been hilarious if you did
It's
blessed
a
in
D4
fight.
on save.
yeah, saving throws.
Saves and attack rolls, I think.
Yeah, saves and attack rolls. D4.
All right.
And Torvar will not move a muscle until he is no longer transformed.
All right.
And I'll just stay there to watch him.
Sengard will stay through the night. Moira will stay for a little while, but seeing as things are not moving and there's a watch person,
But
she will.
also, when I did that bless, I removed the fear. I stopped channeling divinity.
Moira will walk over to you, Sengard. Do you plan on keeping an eye on him?
I figure someone has to. Might as
I could have
well
left
be.
someone here if you wish to sleep.
That is fine. I don't require a lot of sleep.
I don't know how much Torvar has told you, but the serum that I administered did not go so clearly as it should have. So, precautions.
Somebody fix my boots.
I already had new pair made.
Didn't say anything else.
Though it looks like I might need adjustments.
Zippered fronts so the claws.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. What do you got? I got Velcro boots.
Let me open my shoes first.
I gotta switch these to sprint mode.
Set boots to sprint. Jesus.
No, sprint's to sport mode.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me get ready.
All right. A problem I'll have to pay for. In any case, if you're going to keep an eye here, I won't bother the two of you. I will look into something to help with tearing of clothing, I guess, in case.
Moira. Command me to plunge this into my heart if I start to lose control.
No.
You owe me that much.
You see her stare off into the distance for a minute. Her eyes kind of darting back and forth, doing some kind of silent calculation. Fine. Should you, Torvar, lose control, plunge the sword into a heart.
Mine.
Into your heart.
I will not resist.
Okay. She kind of glares towards Singard for a little bit, and then back at you.
Thor will just look straight, probably actually at the moon, and just not move at all.
And then she will walk away, and as she does so, she'll pull out a wire and she'll whisper to you. Subtler next time, please. That secret's dangerous.
Won't react at all.
Which is something that only Torvar can hear. But you spend the whole night doing that. Singard, do you spend the whole night doing that as well?
I suppose so.
All right. That's hunting. Yeah. During this is like the first day of hunting. During this, it is after the initial thing that happens. During your time watching Torvar sit there with the Sayax pointed towards the chest, waiting to plunge things into the heart. This sort of black flicker clouds over the left half of your vision, and things begin to slow down for a moment. And you hear this like burning of coals for just a minute before you hear this like low, feminine growl still. Strength is not purchased or bargained. It is earned. You will show your friend what that means in the future. Do not accept this choice. And that is where we will end for the evening. A little early, sorry everybody, but it's a good ending point.
That is a good ending point.
Our last episode did go a half hour longer, so I guess we're still in time for everything. So,
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Anybody who stuck around this long, I know it gets a little late in the night for some of us in America, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Have a good evening.
Good
And I'll see you again next week.
Bye. See ya.